disconnected. I hope you're not messing with me, because... Wait, were we not live?
Neither one of us?
Okay.
Oh, my
Okay, so
God. All right,
we'll start over.
Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Yeah, welcome to the show. We were jabbering away over here, and super producer Carolyn was trolling us with the mute button on. But we are going to see Dante win the first hand of the evening. That is a PLO bomb pot, and he had flopped 8s full. So thank you all for joining us. TCH Live 2-5 Thursday edition. Aaron McAvoy here in the booth with my man E. And, yeah, as usual, we've had some technical difficulties when E is in the house. So we're getting that all sorted out. We're back on the horse, back in the saddle, and we're getting things moving along. So thank you all for joining us. Thanks for getting through these little bit of rough patches that we've had here. And hopefully we'll get it all ironed out and ready to go. So on to some Texas Hold'em here. We were playing some Texas Hold'em the other night. That was interesting. I definitely got a little splashy.
Same.
And played like a little bit of an idiot, but I got bailed out against you a couple of times. That was nice.
It happens.
How did it go at the other table?
Pretty much the same, honestly. I think I managed to win like one pot by myself, like without chopping or without someone like hitting a flush draw that connected or whatever. But the rest of the night was just equally hilarious, though. I mean, that table was just holy hell, man.
Yeah, there was some crazy stuff going on, but that was fun. All right, so we've got ourselves an open to 20 and a call. Back over to Jaywin here out of the big blind. He is going to complete, and we're going to go 3 ways to a flop here, it looks like.
Taylor. The tracker to catch up, it looks like.
Yeah, so Taylor had opened. Tillman came along, both with suited aces here.
That's really funny that it's ace-5 of clubs, given that whole interaction we just had outside.
Yeah, that is. I didn't even catch that, but you're absolutely right. Okay, we got JTN 1968 already dropping $10. Funding for tech support, LOL. Yes, thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we're going to put that to good use, I imagine.
Definitely. Definitely has to go to good use. And then Mystery in the chat asks why everyone buys in so short. So this one is 2-5. It's not the normal 5-10 or the previous 5-5 that was happening on Mondays. This game does have a cap when it starts at 1,000, and then it's match the stack afterwards. So as the night goes on, the stacks will get bigger and bigger, and people will buy in to match that, and it'll keep going. So it'll get big pretty rapidly.
Right you are. So we had a check from Jaywin Taylor, C-bet with the ace-5 of clubs. So a couple of back doors and the overcard. Got a check call from Jaywin. He's going to check this turn as he now has a pair of jacks with an open ender. That king pretty good for Taylor's range. He's going to continue with the turned gutter. $45. That's a smallish bet. I probably would have sized that up a little bit to continue telling a story. Might get your opponent off a better hand.
Agreed.
But Jaywin is going to come along. We're going to get a 6 of hearts here on the end. Jaywin will win at showdown if he makes it there. He is going to check, and Taylor's got one more opportunity to sell him a bill of goods. He's got some chips, and this looks like another smallish bet here. I don't know that this will get the job done. It is 85.
Yeah, I really would like to see, something that's at least like a chunky 2/3 or bigger, just to make him really think that maybe he's got like Jack 10, King Jack. Maybe he even had ace king or ace queen or something like that, and went through the flop of c-bet. So I'm not really sure what he's trying to rep here with the small bet on the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think the 85 is just far too small to get through your opponent's jacks. I mean, pretty much all their jacks can call for that price.
Yep.
And indeed, he is going to make the call.
Perfect.
And will scoop that pot. So nice little pickup there for Jaywin. Well played by him. And yeah, maybe that would have worked out had the turn and river sizings been a little bit different.
I agree.
All right, so I am finally up and running on this laptop. Going to get this plugged in, get some YouTubing action on here. And I'm still checking in here. On the phone, though, ATX Poker asking, did you see Knitting with the Knit on Instagram?
I did not.
Yeah, John put together a funny little sketch there of Will Lottie doing some folding as he is prone to do. And it was pretty entertaining. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, go see some ATX Poker on Instagram. Check out Knitting with the Knit. Pretty funny stuff. All right. As I think I'm going to be able to get this pulled up here shortly. All right. I'll let you hold down the action here as I get my computer working.
Oh, Tweety. That's what we went with. Okay, so Tweety opens up this morning.
Yeah, so we're having a little bit of fun with Bryson tonight.
Yeah,
he may have a couple of different names tonight just because.
Oh, I hope so.
We're going to be in control of that. So Bryson's last name is Bird, so Tweety Bird, I guess.
I get it.
That was our first choice. So super producer Carolyn got the first crack at giving Bryson an on-screen name. Maybe E, you want to take the next one, and we'll see who comes up with the best one over the course of the evening.
Oh, good Lord. I should probably not be in charge of that. Sure.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good start, Carolyn.
That's a good start, yeah. I like it.
We'll give you another crack at it. Why not?
You can have mine for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, so we're gonna be playing around with Bryson's name here throughout the course of the evening. We'll have some fun with that. We got we got Chris Parks. We got All Pure here in the chat saying Tweety Burt. I like it. And welcome to the program. Welcome to the program for everyone else here joining us as well. We've got 130 of you fine folks watching. Hopefully see those numbers grow. And, of course, as always, help us out by hitting that like button, making sure that you are subscribed for all of our future broadcasts. We are always on Mondays for our 5:10 now uncapped game, as well as the 2-5 here Thursday edition, what you are watching right now. And we got a couple of hands here. Rick going to go ahead and put in the smooth call with the red sixes after ATX opens it up to 40. Dante going to smooth call out of the small blind. Play this one out of position and go three ways to a flop. All right. The computer is alive.
I was hoping for maybe a little more of a juicy flop. There was a lot of textures that could hit all of them that I was really excited about, but here we are now.
Yeah, not a bad flop for Rick. Of course, he's got the two red sixes, so unblocks all of the draws that could be out there. Yeah. And not too bad for just a pair of sixes anyways. So ATX is going to continue here with two overs and backdoor straight draw.
Yeah, Rick's going to raise it up. I like it. Would have liked to see, as you said earlier, a little bit of a bigger size, but I think he's getting the message across.
Yeah, going to be pretty tough for your opponents to continue unless they actually do have an overpair or a flush draw at this point.
Right.
Just not a lot of opening hands going to connect with that unless you're balancing your ranges appropriately, and even then, going to be pretty much the bottom of it that smacks anything down there. ATX ain't going anywhere yet, though, so he's going to call. We'll peel off a turn, and that is just a better card for Rick than it is for ATX once again.
Definitely. I mean, he's got to have some pretty devious intentions here to make that float.
Check it over to Rick, who puts out a good size bet here, 200 into 350. Yeah, ATX definitely going to have to go pretty aggressive here if he's going to.
Yeah, honestly, I think this is, given that Rick's only got about 400 behind, I think this is just an all-in or fold, and I don't really like the all-in option. So.
Yeah, certainly not with those holdings.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to want to have chunkier range that is willing to just give up, and Jack 10 of hearts, I think, is solidly in that
I'm willing to
camp.
fold there, yeah. I'm willing to fold Jack 10 there.
Let's see here. We got JTN 1968 asking important question number one on the evening. When are Colorado poker rooms going to true no limit in cash games? I'm not plugged in enough to know when that goes into effect, but I believed that it was going to be a new year kind of a thing. But it may have some other like sunset clause or whatever the right term for that is.
I was also under that impression that it was a thing that should have already started by now, but.
Yeah, there may have been like an implementation thing.
Oh, sure. They needed 30, 90 days or something.
Or even just like, like what's happened when states have legalized marijuana, where it's like the state regulatory body is like, we're not ready to implement this yet.
Fair.
And so they, they kind of hold it up. But we do know that it passed, right? It passed, and Colorado will be going to no limit, which is going to be fantastic for poker in that state. And it will, definitely give me a reason to go there even more often, visit family, see friends, go play some cards. And also, once the tournaments get going back up in Blackhawk, that'll be nice too. But as far as I've seen, the MSPT and the what's the other one? HPT
Oh,
have,
Heartland,
have
yeah.
not really committed to any future stops there as of yet.
Right.
Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. If anybody's seen any MSPT or anything going on at Golden Gates, let me know.
Meanwhile, we had Dante waking up with the aces after a raise. Put in the $100, or was it 105 C bet, or the 105 3 bet, and just took it down.
Okay, P. James in the 9 seat, okay, is one of our contestants as well. Okay, so I'm not sure if I know who ATX is. We'll see if we get a camera angle that lets me see who that. Sorry? Cameron? Okay, it may be just a new face to the stream, and okay, never been on the stream before, and maybe not someone that I've even played with, so. Always happy to have new faces here on the program, and if you would like to be here, why don't you go ahead and shoot an email to TCH Live List at TexasCardHouse.com, or you can text that number scrolling along the bottom of your screen. That'll give you an opportunity to get on the list if you are coming in from out of town, or if you're local and you want to hop in the mix and show us all how it's done. Reach on out and see when we can get you in. We got Tweety Bird here raising up to 20 bucks, ace 5 of hearts under the gun. P. James getting spicy under the gun +1 with the 6-4 of clubs. 3-betting 85. So he's here to play. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's nice to mix this in on a fairly low frequency basis. Gives you a lot of that low board texture coverage you know, like on that last hand that we saw, it was like 8-4 deuce. It's like so infrequent if people aren't balancing their open and 3-betting ranges. That they just miss it by a mile. It's like, well, you either got to have an overpair to continue, or that's it, you know?
Right.
All right, Will the Knit here, he's got a good hand. He's got ace, queen of diamonds. He's going to put in a cold 4-bet out of the small blind. I love this.
Yeah, I think I'm just ripping any cards I have in half.
Yeah, pretty much. P. James here, a newcomer to the stream. He may not have a lot of experience with Will, but you don't need a lot of experience with any player to be looking down at 6 high, facing a cold 4-bet and think, you should probably fold.
Yeah, I mean, cold 4-bets, obviously, in general, as we all know, are just ridiculously strong. And I think that with William there, the percentage of the time he's actually just going to have only ace-queen suited as low. I think that's the worst by far, and I think it's a really small percent of the time.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, you're just like, yeah, look, man, I've already got a set of aces. Don't even think about it.
Yeah. All right, so Will is going to get his hands on his first pot of the night. And I heard, so Tweety Bird Bryson, he was trying to get Will to put in a little prop bet about what Will's VPIP would be at the end of the night. Yep. And then if Tweety Bird Bryson was below Will even, then it would like double what he had to pay or whatever. I guess Will didn't go for it, but it sounded like a fun little prop bet that would have been exciting. So I don't know, maybe you can talk him into it somewhere throughout the night.
That'd be sweet. I love those kind of. I love the little bit of action on the side, or like even like some small percentage of cross booking with people. I love doing that kind of stuff. It keeps the game interesting. Gives you a lot of sweat on other people's hands, and it's just a lot of fun, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, Rick has the ace-queen of diamonds this time. Will just sort of pitched those over to him there in the 2 seat.
Sure. And
traded them out for an 8-7 of diamonds. We are going 4 ways to a flop here after Tweety Bird Bryson completes out of the big blind. A couple of clubs. He is going to pick up a club flush draw on this flop. Nobody else really connecting in any meaningful way.
Right.
Ace-queen still the best hand. P. James, he's going to go ahead and take a stab at this. Interesting choice with the jack of clubs, I suppose, inspiring this play.
I think he's just trying to, just like, look, I opened under the gun, I probably have a king or something. Like, I have ace-king or king-queen or something like that. But unfortunately, doing that into so many people is kind of suicide.
Yeah, a lot of times it is. I definitely don't mind it here. I didn't realize that he was the original opener, but it does make sense that he could fire out a little continuation bet here.
Sure.
But, yeah, Tweety Bird going to go ahead and raise this up to 150. And James now in a spot that he was just in, where he's kind of like, oh, well, I really don't have a hand, and someone's raising me. So what do you do with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same situation again. I mean, you're just getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, and he really doesn't have a hand to continue with. He's posturing here. I mean,
Yeah, he's got backdoor, but honestly, like,
ooh, he's going to go for a range advantage. Three
he's
bet.
gonna, yeah, I guess he's gonna raise. I guess I like that option better than call.
Oh, well, that's certainly true. And he is going to go for this. Makes you wonder what he's going to do this with, though, right? I mean, I guess ace king.
Yeah, ace king or king queen with a club.
Yeah, I don't know. King,
Maybe.
queen. That's pretty dangerous. I mean,
It's definitely dangerous.
Bryson called out of the big blind. He's got all the fours.
He
You
definitely
don't
has
have
all the fours, yeah.
very many of them. I guess you
Yeah.
could have the ace four of hearts and.
Oh, I mean, we agree that I don't like this, but if we're gonna try to figure out what he would do it with, you know, any sort of actual value hand to do it with, then I think it's ace king, king queen with a club.
Yeah. And maybe those couple of ace fours.
I guess maybe like, yeah, maybe just like ace queen of clubs, sure. Any sort of ace x club is fine, I suppose.
Yeah. Well,
but I think I agree with you though. I think you're just running into fours a lot.
sure. Let's see. So Bryson now in the tank. He's got the calling chips cut out. Now he's eyeing up his opponent's stack, sort of wondering perhaps to himself, like, if I rip it, does he ever find a fold? So as Bryson enters the tank and goes through the motions here, trying to figure out what he's going to do, let's take a look at TCH Austin, see how things are going here. I know I was just playing on a table a moment ago before we got things all ironed out and up and running. We got two tables of 1-2 running, one table of 2-5 with 6 players on the list, so never know if we'll get another one of those going. And that is in addition to this TCH Live table as well.
He went in and jammed, yeah, okay.
Yeah, gonna rip this in, and now P. James is gonna, he's gonna have to hem
Again.
and haw and kind of be like, well, you know, maybe, and before he lets his cards go.
Right,
almost
of course,
certainly.
yeah.
Although, could you imagine if he somehow finds a call? He's like, oh, I came to gamble and I got
Hey, man.
backdoor clubs.
Yeah, someone's just texting him right now. They're like, oh, yeah, you're 50-50. You should just do it. Flip it up.
But I do imagine that this is just a little bit of TV time. Let his opponent
Sure.
think that, well, I actually have a decision. And he's going to let it go. So some nice aggression there from Bryson. And he's going to get that one through with the 6 high. All right. And it is the month of January. And you all know what that means, that we've got our promos going on. This month's promo, play 5 hours straight, receive 20% off your hourly rate. So come on in to TCH Austin and get yourself some of that. And also, if you come on in on Mondays and Tuesdays, we've got our quads jackpot promotion going as well. Hit quad deuces on Mondays. You'll get 100% of the jackpot. Hit quad threes on Tuesdays for 100% of the jackpot. And that jackpot currently sitting at $1,325, and it will increase by $400 each day that it isn't hit. So that's always a nice little thing to juice things up. You know, you look down at pocket deuces on a Monday, and you're like, oh, this could be the moment. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm just happy to get a pair ever, so I'm not going to be greedy.
Yeah, seriously, man. Pairs are premiums. All right, so let's see here. How many likes we got? We got 27 likes on the board. I do have a nice, delicious cold beverage sitting here waiting for me to crack it open. And an assortment of whiskeys, my goodness. Also some horrifying-looking Sailor Jerry spiced rum, 92 proof. That's. I think I'm going to save that for when we hit 300 likes because these other ones look tasty. Also, we've got some Macallan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Macallan. Hey. Super producer Carolyn giving me a hard time over here for my
great.
failed pronunciation.
You also got some what looks to be delicious hand sanitizer next to all that. So.
Yeah, it's not all
Maybe-
pure though, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
just not
true.
as good.
That's true.
Yeah. Shout out to our boy Chris Parks and the All Pure hand sanitizer brand. Go online and find them if you are looking to get yourself something for your business or just for around the house. All Pure hand sanitizer, can't get any better than that, and it tastes delicious. You didn't hear that from me. All right, we've gone heads up to a flop here. Rick sitting on the 7-4 of spades. He's got some funky backdoor things happening. And Taylor has jack high, some funky backdoor stuff of his own. Neither player with a whole lot of anything, so Rick's bet is going to get it through and done. John here, ATX Poker in the chat, dropping some silly pun sort of related banter. I like it. Keep it coming. Okay, let's see here. All right, we got some people chatting away here.
Oh, the Jack 9 off, yeah. From the meetup game, that was instead of them playing 7 deuce, they were playing Jack 9 off.
What's the story behind that? Is that
I don't know. I wasn't at that table when they started doing it. I was just updated when I sat down.
Okay.
That just instead of playing with 7 deuce, I think they were playing like $5 or $10 a person, nothing too crazy. But instead of doing that, they were using Jack 9 off.
Interesting. Well, it certainly makes it more playable. You're not like hating your life as much as like,
Right,
oh
right.
God, here goes this 4-barrel or this 4-bet with the 7 Dewey trying to get it through.
Right, especially because I think it was either $5 or $10. So like trying to cold 4-bet or whatever, 300, and you're like, well, I only actually get like $80 out of this.
Yeah.
So it's just for the love of the game at that point.
Yeah. The old Jack 9 game. P. James here, he's going to let go of the Choctaw Nuts. And the rest of these players are ready to rumble, though. We got Dante here with a pair of 8s. And a bunch of other kind of raggy-looking hands. Let's see, who's connected with this?
It looks like Taylor's got top pair. And ATX, or Cameron, is that what we said his name? Cameron?
I think that's right.
Has a gutter ball and a backdoor flush. So they could potentially tangle a little bit.
Yeah, no hearts in sight for Tillman. Dante not loving that flop, as you do a lot of the time with a middling pair, especially up against 4 opponents.
Yeah, Rick had some napkins, so there they go.
Yeah, bet of 25. Pretty small bet here, 1/4 pot, or I guess it was 1/3 pot and a call. Going to a 5 of clubs here. Check from Cameron here, and Taylor is going to continue 45 now. Another 1/3 pot size bet, just about. And I think if ATX wants to win this, he's going to need to raise, although the fact that he didn't exercise that on the flop, the 5 isn't going to change the texture enough to really do that now. But he is just going to go ahead and continue with the 1 overcard, the gutter, and he does have the king of diamonds, but it's going to be irrelevant here as another queen is going to peel off. And he's going to check it over to Taylor, who now has trips.
Yeah, see, now would be the point where I would want to put in the small 1/4 or 1/3 size bets throughout the hand. I mean, you want to make your opponent pay for whatever they're trying to get. To kind of oversimplify it. Like, he could have diamonds, he could have straight draws like he does, he could have combo draws, he could have a smaller pair. You don't want him to hit a second pair. I mean, you don't want to bet too much to make him fold, but you want to bet enough to where they're overpaying to see a card.
Yeah, he's really sticking with that 1/3 sizing. And he's put it out there again. ATX now cutting out, raising chips.
It does look like it, yeah.
He's like, no, you're on diamonds or a missed straight draw. I'm going to punk you out of here. I mean, the sizing is pretty large. You get a straight draw to fold, and you actually beat some of them. But interesting choice. He is going to put out a bet of 280 and get snapped off here by Taylor with the trip queens. So an ambitious play from ATX doesn't work out. And Taylor going to drag a nice little pot there. 7-7-7. Look at that. Lucky 7s for that man.
Are you surprised to not see him raise back on the river?
No, I think that's
Too thin?
Yeah, what's going to call you, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you get a call from
like,
ace-9.
Yeah,
right?
9x of diamonds, maybe. And I think that's just too thin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there are definitely some interesting spots there where I do think that that's a fair question and should be asked more frequently, especially of ourselves. When we do our hand analysis, sort of looking back, if we're disciplined, and try to think about, did I get maximum value there, or was that just kind of a nitty call or something like that? I think in that spot, I think it's pretty standard and makes a lot of sense. But it is always a good question.
Sure.
And that's certainly something that I've been trying to ask of myself more recently is, did I size that appropriately? Because a lot of times it's so easy. If you win a pot, you're kind of like, cool, I did it. I did the things. It was all great, and I won. And then it's the hands that you lost that you kind of go back and really pick it apart, and you're like, oh, what could I have done differently? But, on some of those pots where you win, it's like, cool, I got paid off on my, 2/3 river sizing. It's like, well, could I have gotten an overbet called there? You know, things like that. Starting to ask those questions of yourself.
Well, since I don't normally win a pot, I don't ever have to go through those. But
You're like, I exclusively focus on how I lost.
yeah, I focus on how could I have lost less. That's pretty much my reviews. But I'm working on it. You're working on the winning part, and we'll get there.
Yeah, one of these days or years. You know,
it could be.
It's 2021, man.
It's 2021.
The
New
world
year.
is your oyster. You could start winning pots now.
I'm hoping I start winning at these meetup games, man. Mostly because like I want to be able to actually donate a real amount of money, and like. You know, I mean, I'm going to donate whether I win or lose, obviously. But, like, man, I would much rather just, like, donate everyone else's money. It's just something sweet about it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it makes you feel even better about it. Do you have a charity of choice, or you're doing each individual room or whoever they want to donate to? Is that correct?
So, Seti and I have our own, but instead of basically what we're doing is foregoing any kind of, like, appearance fee or anything like that. We're just, like, whatever room we're in, whether when we do the one here or wherever, just hey, look, whatever, don't donate to whatever cause you like. We're just trying to get everyone that is possible to help others, because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about, man. I mean, we're all humans, and we try to help each other as much as possible. You know, I think there's a big difference between doing charity to help people who can't help themselves versus just giving people handouts and stuff like that. I think that's a monstrously different thing, and I personally like that I'm able to help people that need help, that can't help themselves, and I'm fortunate enough to be in that spot. So that's what we want to do. But I kind of preach that a little bit to everybody anyway. Just, hey, man, if you can help people, just help people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all kind of this one big battle, and we're in it together, and, you know, none of us are going to get out of alive anyway, so let's just help each other get through it, basically.
Absolutely, man.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic, and I've been happy to kick in a little bit where I can as well. I know that ATX Poker was putting together a little bit of a charity drive there. We had a couple of things going with that, and very much looking forward to seeing you guys traveling around, taking down some big pots, and donating to some great causes. So that's really cool, man.
Yeah,
Good
I
on
mean,
you.
the one here is, I think it's the 22nd. It's 2 weeks from tomorrow. What is today, the 7th? Yeah, so 2 weeks from tomorrow, that Friday, I think starting at 3 p.m. we'll be playing some 1-2 meetup games. So if you guys want to come out and, you know, show some support, whether you want to donate, not donate, you just want to take some of my money or Seti's money, go for it. Definitely come out. Put your name on the list for the meetup tables. We'll be bouncing around for a few hours at the 1-2 games. And then that night, we have a Friday edition of TCH Live where we're playing the 5-10 stream with some friends of ours. If you're interested in that, reach out to me or Seti directly, and we'll get back to you whenever we get the final list together. But we are hoping for, you know, some craziness, some bomb pots, some 7-deuce game, some red-black, everything. You know, I mean, we want to do some gambling, we want to have some fun, we want to have a lot of positivity flowing around, and we just want everyone to come out and have a good time. So if you're nearby Austin and you're gonna have some free time next Friday, come by. I'll be here. Say hi. You know, take my money, whatever.
Sweet.
Just please don't take my scarves.
Has someone done that before?
No, I get asked about them all the time. Like, every time I open up the YouTube chat for this stream, it's just like, where's the scarf? What scarf do you have? I think I actually saw it when it was scrolling a minute ago. You know, for whatever it's worth, guys, I don't even have a scarf on today. It's too warm today. It felt great.
Yeah, no, it actually was nice out there.
It was so weird when I was, like, buying a scarf, because I lived in Florida. Like, ever since college, I lived in Florida and splitting time in Vegas, and it was just like, why would I ever need a scarf? So this is actually like the first time I bought scarves since I was like 16 or something.
So I am taking a look at the chat here, guys. So I know that there's someone here getting a little bit upset that I haven't responded to them, but yeah, we are checking out the chat. We're trying to do a little bit of everything, so don't lose your composure here. If you have a question, go ahead and ask it, and I will try to answer if I can. Let's see here. We got William the Knit here with the Ace Queen. We know what he's going to do. Going to put in a little raise. Taking it up to 80 here over Taylor's open under the gun. The Ace Jack suited.
Sometimes they just have it.
Yeah, and Will the Nit, yeah, he's got it this time, at least as of his opponent's hands.
It is kind of wild that there are nights where I've seen him play like 3 hands and they're all jacks plus, but he just still loses them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want to like help or give him some sort of advice, like, hey man, you just got to play more hands. But that's really, it sounds awful when I say it. Like, just don't be a nit. I don't know.
just
like
leave the namesake behind.
Yeah, like learn how to play 8-7 suited or something. Like instead.
Yeah, everybody's got a different style that they bring to the game, but it is always interesting when someone really kind of, they've got like a real niche, and they just kind of.
A real niche?
A real niche, yes, indeed. William has that for sure. He is going to c-bet this flop. No diamonds in sight in either player's hand, so it's just the ace-queen up against the old ace-jack here. Another diamond on the turn. That's going to not make either player feel particularly good, but Will does still have the best of it. And he's going to donk lead here, and that is going to get Will to fold. So
wow.
Ace-jack is good after Will folds. And that's a tough spot. I mean, I don't think that it's just Will.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody's sitting there and your opponent leads into you on a very texture-changing card like that. And
of course.
Nothing. You just got to let it go.
Yeah, of course, of course. Let's see. We got Joan in the chat. Do I have another job or poker alone? I have a lot of investments as far as, steady income is concerned. I also run some online clubs that, I've chatted with some people personally about. Obviously, I've tried to give as many warnings to people about those things as I can because there are terrible people, obviously, in the world, and I don't want anyone to get taken advantage of. So if you have questions about it, feel free to DM me on Instagram or something, and we can chat about it. But, I try not to either push it too hard or, really, I just don't want anyone to get scammed. And I hate that I've seen it. I hate that I've, had to deal with it, from even people who I thought were trustworthy. And, I just don't want that to happen to people. So if I can give you some sort of heads up or you want advice about it, hit me up. But I would say a chunk of it is poker. Yeah. I guess that's probably enough. Chunk is probably a good phrase there. What else we got?
Yeah, we got some real hands crashing into each other here. We got Sam.
Super real, yeah.
Yeah, Sam going to go ahead and open it up out of the hijack with a couple of ladies. And then Rick over here, he's got the aces. Taylor is going to put in the smooth call out of the big blind with 2 black 5s.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, a lot of times you are just lighting $85 on fire, but no, Sam is not going to put in a 4-bet here with the queens as the middleman.
That's the old one.
Yeah, that's a flop from yesterday.
Ace 8-7.
Yeah, that's a pretty good flop for Rick and a pretty bad one for Sam, although it is going to be a good one for him in actuality.
Please check.
Yeah, with the ace of diamonds, I do think that you should be checking.
You got way too much of it. It sucks, but I mean, you have to miss a street of value to get any amount of money later.
Yeah, and if your opponent does somehow have diamonds and it completes on a free card, they were probably going to put in the money anyways, and you were probably, I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with the check.
This is a sick read. He's raising. So now he's going to snap all in. Yeah, that's way too fast, but okay.
Wow.
Yeah, alarm bell's going off.
Okay, things have gone from 0 to 60 really quickly. We had a check from Sam, bet of 100. Basically a min-clicky raise, and then Rick just like snap jams it in, shows his hand at JTN. That just is a ton of strength. Nothing about that to me is like queens are good.
Nope.
Like ever.
Never are they ever good.
But Sam is going to go through the motions here, think it through, and then he's going to let him go.
I don't even think he was thinking it through. I think he was just going through the mourning process.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah. He was never actually considering calling. He's like, you know what? I just want to take 10 seconds. RIP to the ladies, and we'll move on. Yeah, no, that's definitely a spot that we've all been in before. For sure.
You're like, man, this hand was so good.
Look how pretty it is.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so, Andrew, I get that you're trying to get some information here. You want us to check out this hand that you played.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask E to do the due diligence and read through that if you would. Because I'm going to try to keep up on what's going on with the live here.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to try to read that one. To quickly answer Ben Kirby, my triple draw game is stout. Let's say that.
Triple draw?
Yeah.
You better like that better than single draw?
Yeah, I like all the triple draw games better than single draw. Like I love Badoogie. I mean, even just we used to play 5-card triple draw, and Deuce of 7 triple draw is like not a round and round, but like I guess it was more like a dealer's choice game. And that was a blast, mostly because everyone was drinking, so some people would forget they were playing Deuce to 7.
Yep.
And then, but we're playing 5-card high that hand.
Yeah.
And it was just a blast. It's just a blast because those people are always a blast.
Yeah.
It just seems like people who want to play those triple draw games or mixed games or whatever, just always there to have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've been playing some mixed games here in the house. We got my boy Seth sitting over there, learning the ropes from super producer Carolyn, and definitely gotten mixed up with Seth and Carolyn and a lot of the folks here from TCH on the mixed game streets. Always a lot of fun. Alrighty, so let's see here. We're going to go ahead and take a flop 3 ways here after, just heads up. After Will puts in the 3-bet with the ace-queen offsuit in the big blind. P. James here, he's got the suited 9-10 hearts variety, and that is not a flop that 10-9 of hearts wants to see. But it is looking pretty good for our friend Will the Nit. He's got top pair with a queen kicker and backdoor clubs to boot. He's going to go ahead and continue the story here. 75 into a pot of about 225. So it's about a 1/3 pot size bet here. Over to P. James. He's not done with this yet. He says, I guess I'll call and play a later street, see if Will slows down. He's going to pick up a pair of 10s. And Will, a gutter to Broadway. Will's not slowing down. He's putting out a bigger bet now, sizing up on the turn. And unless James thinks that Will the Nit is getting way out of line here, a turned pair of 10s is definitely a candidate for the muck. It's about a 250, and he's thinking it over. He is going to let it go, and Will take this one down with the old ace-queen. Yeah, Ben Kirby here in the chat. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good holidays.
Okay, so I think I've got all the info from Andrew's hand.
Okay.
So he had ace-4 of hearts in the cutoff. Under the gun limps. He raises from. Here's the cutoff. Yeah, ace-4 hearts in the cutoff. Raises to 20. Gets big blind calls under the gun calls.
Is this 1-2 or 1-3?
He didn't say.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's either a 1-2 or potentially like a 2-5 game.
Okay.
Under the gun leads for 40 on a 10-8-5 2 hearts flop. After the small blind checks, he flats. Small blind jams 650. Under the gun calls for less, which is about 500-ish, and it sounds like he's asking what do, basically.
Oh. What's the effective stack? Does he have less than the all-in?
He says he covers both.
Oh, he covers both?
The first one is a jam for 650, and someone called for less that was about 500-ish.
10-8-5, 2 hearts?
Yeah, 10-8-5, 2 hearts. He's got ace 4 hearts.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm feeling gambly, I just pile it in and don't really think too much about it.
So,
close the action with what you're getting 3-1.
You're definitely getting 2-1 versus one player and 1 and some change versus another. 2 and some change versus another. So I mean, like mathematically speaking, I mean, even if they if one of them flipped over 10s, like a set of 10s, and one of them turned over an overpair, like aces or something, I think you're still like 25-30%.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm probably calling. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one comes down to player style, right? Like,
yeah.
If you're a little bit more risk averse and you don't like piling a bunch of money in, where you're like, I mean, I need to hit a draw to win this, or like it could just be $650 down the drain, then you could just get away from that pretty easily because you don't have to put yourself in that situation. What, it was $20 pre and another 40 or something? I mean, $60,
right.
Okay, let it go.
I mean, for sure, it could definitely be like bankroll considerations in those situations. And you can definitely, as you said, you can find better spots than, back in the online days where if you had like any amount of percentage gain on a hand, you just took it because you're playing a bajillion hands a year, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Over time, you know that it's right, even if you're only making like 5% or something. But in live, I think mean, me personally, I'm just going to call because, I mean, I feel like the numbers are right. And in the worst case scenario, the numbers are right. You could be up against, like, you know, a king high flush draw if that's the kind of player who just wants to jam it in there. You could be, you know, up against a set. You know, you could be up in just overpair and a combo or something. You know, there's like a small percentage of the time your ace might be good. You know, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's close, but I think I'd probably call.
Yeah, I think so too, and for a lot of the same reasons. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can win that one. You also do have the backdoor wheel draw, you know, to go with it. And
for sure.
You could also pick up 2 pairs. Say somebody's got the 10-8 there, and they just, you know, they're like, I got to rip it in out of the small blind because I got top 2 pair, and try to get all these guys to fold. And maybe you just back out like, you know, running 5 ace or running 4 ace or something silly.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, a lot of ways to win that one. And if you don't mind losing that one 1 out of 3 times or 1 out of 4 times, whatever it's going to shake out to in terms of your equity. Losing it 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, whatever it ends up being, then yeah, go for it.
Sure.
Anyways, hopefully we answered your question there, Andrew, and let us know what you did and what happened.
Yeah, I want to be results oriented, so let me know.
Well, it's just always a nice little
No,
finisher to the story. You know, you
gotta
know what
you gotta finish the story.
He's like, no, I'm not telling. That'd be funny. Okay, says Big Blind had Jack 10 of hearts. Doesn't know what under the gun had. He must have mucked after the hand played out. Well, first, did you call? Sorry, maybe you said that and I didn't see. Okay, we'll see what he says, but we're going to continue here. TCH Live, Thursday edition, 2-5, the 1K starting stack, and then match the stack from there. So it looks like maybe the big stack is like somewhere around 1.5K right now. We haven't had any gigantic pots played so far, so nobody up to 2K or anything quite like that yet, but the night is young. All right, Tweety Bird Bryson here. He's going to put in a raise with the ace-10 of clubs. And it looks like he's got 1 customer in Rick out of the 2-seat. Ace-6 of diamonds. Peel off flop, see what happens. In position as well, so why not? Neither player connecting there. Rick's got a couple of backdoors. Tweety Bird Bryson, he's got a couple of backdoors of his own, including backdoor pairs. Let's see, he's going to check it over. Rick going to bet 25. And yeah, I guess you can peel one off here. Why not?
Not a huge fan of peeling one off there, but
yeah, I mean it's not great, but see what happens.
That is definitely you're right. That is a see what happens call.
Yeah, I mean I'll probably let
You're
it
like,
go
oh,
there,
okay,
right?
cool. I turned a gutter. Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Rick is going to keep telling a story like he's got a made hand. And now it's going to be pretty tough for Bryson to continue. Which is, you know, it is good to sort of look at these things as like, what card needs to peel off for me to feel good about calling another bet on the turn, right? Because, like, if your only option for continuing is like, I check and my opponent checks. Like, okay, now I can bet the river with my ace high and try to win. But, like, you know.
Interesting.
If the jack of clubs wasn't good enough to continue, then
right,
you probably just lit your 25 on fire right in front of everybody. You're like, oh, okay,
sure.
That's as far as I'm willing to go. Okay, Andrew says, thanks for the input, guys. I appreciate it. Well, you're welcome. He did call it off. The big blind had Jack 10 of hearts.
And the 10 was just good.
And it held up.
Yep.
There it is. Yeah, it's going to happen. That's definitely going to happen in those spots.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that when I originally read it, I just saw the 2 hearts. I didn't see which ones were hearts. I just remember reading 10, 8, 5, 2 hearts. But if the 10 is not a heart, then I would say, yeah, it's a lot of those. That becomes like a heavy part of it. Like, you know, especially if you're playing a 1-2 or 2-5 game where those are exactly the type of hands that people end up shoving with.
Yep.
For sure. Way more than like overpair or, you know, I mean, it's basically sets and that, like 10 Jack, 10 9, you know, Queen 10 of hearts, something like that.
Yeah. Plus, with the way the action played out, if I recall correctly, there wasn't like a 3-bet or anything, so the overpairs are pretty sparse in there.
Yes.
Some players will definitely do that if they're a little bit nitty, but yeah, I think it does make a big difference in that sort of scenario than which card was the non-heart. right?
Yes.
If it's the 5, then it's like, well, you know, how many like 5x combos of hearts are they going to just like want to pile it in when you control the ace?
Right, exactly.
Versus the 10, there's a lot more combos. So
Well,
yeah,
plus, I mean, you have the
interesting.
4, so if it was the 5 that was not the heart, then you eliminate the 5-4 combo, which obviously is just less. So I mean, I think yeah, I think actually I might change my answer. I think that if I know that the 10 is not a heart, I may be less inclined to call, because the fact that they probably do have 10x, one of them probably has 10x of hearts, and therefore 2 of my outs are dead.
Yeah, yeah,
Which changes the math dramatically, obviously. So.
yeah. No, that's absolutely the right analysis to be at least contemplating there. Rick has made a pretty good hand here on this flop. I think that's good, right? Sam here, he's got a pair of deuces. Actually, really funny because we were just playing at the 1-2 table earlier, and it was all about deuces. We were just joking around about how every hand we had deuces, and he actually did have the deuces this time, so that's pretty nice.
There it is. All right, Rick, just call. I know that you got paid last time, but this isn't it.
Well, actually, no. He also snapped it in with the set of aces or whatever, right?
I know. That's what I was, and it did happen to work out last time, but okay. This time it didn't. Yeah, he raised last time and just got the snap all in back, which was.
No. It was the queens, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, but Sam folded the queens.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But like, he c-bet when he flopped his set instead of just like checking and letting and hoping to the poker gods that someone would have some sort of hand to continue with. But for some reason, queens raised that board after he bet.
Sure.
So we got a little fortunate there. This one,
I
was like,
Yep.
don't do that this time. Just knuckle it and just call or whatever and move on.
Yep.
With the hand and try to get some value.
Sure. But instead, yeah, he does put in the raise and just takes it down. So, yeah, a little bit too much aggression when you control that much of the board.
Yeah, too much of it.
Sometimes you're just going to want to act like, oh, I got a pair of 5s and your 6 is good. But you know what? He's going to play his way, and he's still taking down the pot, so good for him.
Yeah, sick.
Alrighty, getting a look back at the chat here. So good. We got some folks talking about that hand that Andrew put up there. So that's good. Always nice to have you guys chatting about poker and giving each other some constructive criticism, saying what you would do and everything. Is a welcome sight.
Right? That's way better than the like, you're bad, you folded, you're bad, you called, you're bad. I hate everything. You're the worst player ever.
Yeah, or the other.
Or the
nonsense.
inverse. Yeah, or the complete inverse. Like, oh my God, he made a really sick call. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it was sick that his opponent didn't have it that time, but 99% of the time his opponent just has it there.
Yeah.
And it's wild that like from week to week, like if you win a big pot, you're the best player, and if you lose one, you're the worst, and it just lasts. So.
Yeah.
I like not that. I like that people are like, this is what I could do, and things like, oh, I understand how you could come to that conclusion, and I'm like, holy hell, man, is this real? This is real life. People are being nice to each other, and let's just do that.
Yeah. All right, we've gone 4 ways to a flop here. We've got a bunch of clubs out there, so third club on the turn. Sam with the king of clubs, so he's got the best club draw. But P. James here, he's got the best hand with a pair of 6s at the moment.
Dangerous.
Yeah, also with an open-ender. Bet of 50 from Tweety Bird Bryson here. He's like, if nobody wants this pot, I will try to take it with my little sailboats. Puts out a bet of 50 and gets called in 2 spots, so not what he wanted to see. Jack,
the ace jack folded.
yeah. Yeah, ace jack would have picked up the best hand here with a pair of jacks on the end. However, as it stands, P. James with the pair of 6s is going to have the best of it at showdown. So nobody could best the 6s on that board, and he's going to take that one over. Rick chipped up to 1.7K. He is the current big stack, and Sam down at the bottom of the standing 740. So nobody really looking to add on up to that 1.7, I don't think. I think the next player down had 1.6, and they may have gotten there on their own. But yeah, we'll see over the course of the night how big these stacks will get. I'm banking that somebody will get up to about the 3K mark before we get too far into this thing.
Yeah, I'd say someone will get over that. I mean, all it takes is like one all-in, you know. I mean, because everyone is around 1,000-ish for the most part, and you know, you get a little extra in a pod, and there you go, 3K. So I mean, it's doable. Obviously, you know, it's a little different than when Seti and I are in there and trying to just, man, I like that guy, but holy hell, we try to just take each other's money. Like, you know, it provides lots and lots of ammo for needles later.
Excellent. Well, it's good that you guys can stay friends throughout all of the.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, you have to. You know, I mean, like, I was talking with Mike about that on Monday where, you know, a lot of us play several hours a week against each other. And everyone, I've gotten multiple messages in the last couple of weeks like, how much do you hate that Chaz guy? I'm like, not at all, man. I actually just bought a hat for him because it was hilarious. So,
Yeah.
and they're like, but you guys, like, what? He just took so much money. I'm like, well, yeah, we play poker.
Yeah,
You know, like,
exactly.
you can't, like, why would I hate him for playing poker? I don't understand. Like, and then they just, like, don't talk to me anymore. And I'm like, well, that's what I meant, man. I just wanted to, like, talk to you. Like, what's going on, you know? But
Yeah. No, it's curious. People from outside of the game sometimes have a very different perspective on, like, what it's
sure.
like in there. They kind of, it does feel, because it's a zero-sum game, it feels like you must also, like, have this animosity towards people when they end up getting the better of you or whatever. And also, you know, a lot of us, too, are just susceptible to tilt. I know that I am, right? Like, on occasion,
Oh, for sure.
things will happen and
we all
you
do
get
it.
a little bit heated. But, yeah, generally it's, I would say that the majority of players, it's not personal, right? Like, you can get angry or frustrated or whatever because it's like, oh, man, I was like 90% to win that and you hit your 2-outer, right? But it's like, are you really going to be like, F you as a person? I mean, I don't know. Some people might do that, but that's.
I think a lot of people in poker do it, even if they don't realize that they're doing it. They, like, start to just be like, I don't really like that guy, you know. But, like, they don't really have a real reason for it. It's just because, like, you happen to lose some money to that guy in a hand. He had a better poker hand than you, so now he's just a bad human, you know. Like, and I want to get rid of that mentality, man. I don't want anybody to think that. I mean, we all win and lose, and some of us win more than others. Some of us lose more than others. Doesn't mean that any of us are inherently bad or, you know, or assholes to each other. We're, you know, Chaz and I still joke around all the time, you know. And I mean, like, you know, I'll still joke around with coins or Pete or whatever after that hilarious hand the three of us played. You know?
Yeah, that was
like,
a big one.
But, like, you know, just like, oh man, how bad do you feel about it? And I'm like, well, I put all my money in with the nuts, man. I feel great actually. You know, I don't. You know, but, like, it's so crazy to me, and I don't know. I'm hoping that that's another of the multitude of things we can accomplish with these meetup games. Is like, man, it's all about just being friendly and having a good time and helping each other and, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's take that narrative, I guess, and make that real. Like, let's not make it a niche
thing.
thing.
Speaking of the niche, he's got a hand that he did not 3-bet with or even raise. I guess this is a limped pot, actually. 4 ways to a flop. Nobody's got a queen. So ace-4 is actually the best hand at the moment. However, will the nit, he's going to pick up a pair of 10s on the turn. That is going to be the best hand at the moment. Rick is going to pick up some backdoor diamonds, so he's going to fire out a bet of 20, see if he can take this down. Will's not going anywhere just yet. Oh, there's a nice little diamond there on the end. So Rick now with the jack-high flush, and William with the 2-pair. See how big Rick goes here for value. This is a spot where we were talking about sizing earlier. I think an overbet is a nice play. He is going to go for a little bit over a pot.
So in the abstract, I definitely agree with you. Against specifically Will the Nit,
oh, sure.
I'm just going to try to get like $20, man. I mean, Will maybe calls $20. 5, throw a 5, see what happens.
Yeah.
Just throw a red bird out there. Be like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yep, 100%. And I've been there before against players that were maybe akin to Will, where it is you put out that little tiny little $10 bet, and they kind of throw their head back. They're like, "What the hell is that?" There's like 90 or $100 or whatever. You're betting 10, and they just call it every time. And I'm like, well, I mean, I had to get you to call with your bottom pair or whatever. Anyways, it's just fun. Just fun to play those little meta games.
I like Ethan's new nicknames: Talking Hoodie and Louis Scarf in the box today. Nice.
Heck yeah. Let's see here. So, I thought I saw something in the chat that I wanted to come back to, but I'm not seeing it at the moment. So maybe I'll take another peek here. But we've got some hands and some things happening because Will the Knit, he's got Ace King, and he's going to open this up under the gun +1.
He has really had some hands.
He's had a few, that is for sure, but now he's getting a cascade of calls. And interesting. We're going to go 3 ways to a flop. We got a pair of 3s, and Tillman has found his way in here. He was the next player to act, and he flat called with the 8-4 of hearts.
Oh.
Another favorable flop for Ace King here tonight. The second time we've seen him flop trips. Neither opponent's got anything, and so a bet here is going to look pretty scary. However, James, he's shown a little bit of stickiness earlier. Let's see. You think he peels one off? I think he does.
I think he probably does. He has shown that he is a non-believer.
And I actually don't hate it either. Even against Will the Knit when he puts a C-bet out here, it's a little bit of a scary board, but he's also got a ton of like Ace Queen, Ace Jack, things like that you are ahead of, and you can see what happens on the turn. But another bet from Will should definitely set off the alarm bells for the little baby pair of 3s.
He just looks too comfortable.
Yeah.
Just hanging out, having a good time.
Also, what does his shirt say? It's like German or something.
No idea. I'm assuming we can only see a chunk of that word.
Yeah, but it also feels like there's too many P's and G's in the
Pelkaplung?
Pelkaplung. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
We're probably just saying like bunghole in Norwegian or something over and over. So
that's probably true.
Yeah, he's like, gotcha. All right, so he's going to go ahead and bet 110 here, which is about 2/3 pot. And wow, P. James going to raise. That is very ambitious. Will going to put in the smooth call to a jack of spades on the end. Yeah, William checks, seeing if P. James will go for another barrel, but he says, nope, game's over, man.
Yeah.
So an interesting choice to turn 3s into a bluff there, but definitely not the hand in Will's holdings that was going to get that through.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Let's see. We've got 364 concurrent viewers. Thank you all for joining us. Thursday's edition of TCH Live. 68 likes on board. Let's see if we can pump those numbers up. I'm ready to crack open this Shiner box, so help us out if you would. You have not had a chance to hit that like button. Help us get to the 100 like mark so that I can get a little bit of sustenance in my belly. All right. So you're going to be doing the meetup game on the 22nd here.
Yep.
And I'm going to be down in Florida playing the WPT main event.
I was going to say, yeah, in Hollywood. Is that where it is? Or in Tampa?
Yeah, Hollywood. So this will be my first tournament outside of the state of Texas that I will have gone to play in quite some time. Okay. And I'm really looking forward to it. So.
I mean, I love that room. I spent a lot of time in Florida in that room.
Okay, I haven't been there before, but I've heard that it is nice. So
it is wonderful. I mean, it's extremely clean. They are not messing around as far as the COVID regulations are concerned.
Okay.
I believe they are still doing the 90-minute cleanup or whatever it is that they call, where the entire room has to stop for every 90 minutes. They get up and clean the tables and the chips and like all this kind of stuff. I don't know whether they're doing that in the tournament as well. But you also play the big tournaments in a like a concert stadium thing that's attached to it.
Okay.
So you're like, it feels like you're playing in like an indoor football stadium is kind of what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
But you're just like all on the floor, and it looks pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. The staff there is fantastic. They're just all fantastic.
Okay.
Are you staying there? Are you staying nearby?
I've got a little Airbnb within walking distance. So I was asking somebody who was from the area, like, am I going to have to worry about walking? And they said, no, it should be fine. Just don't go to Little Haiti. So I'm going to try to stay out of there, I guess.
That's fair. Well, yeah, I'll tell you some more about that, but that place. But we got I mean, we've got P. James here again on the what looks to be a non-believer face, and then he decides to believe. Okay, good.
Yeah, Sam there picking up the combo draw on the turn. Just going to go ahead and continue with that aggression.
Sure.
And, yeah, it does get the better hand to lay down.
Sure does. Good plays. But, yeah, so down in Hollywood, I mean, I love it just because, I mean, they give you so much, what I guess we would call rake back since it's, it's legal there to take rake off the table, which I think people here don't really understand or they're not accustomed to. They haven't gone places where that exists. But Hollywood gives you I think it's like $2 an hour if you play anything up to like 2.5. And I think it's like $4 an hour for 5.10.
Okay.
Back, and you can use that in all of the food places that are on there. They have like food courts. They've got multiple restaurants. They have nice restaurants. Kind of just like quick grab a bite restaurants. Like it's not actually a Chili's to go, but it looks exactly like a Chili's to go.
Okay.
Stuff like that is you don't even need to leave that place. It's like a theme park in there basically. Like
okay.
Whatever you want in there, they have it. Or if you're playing like 5-10 plus, they will send a runner to go get your food and pay for it. They're fantastic. I mean, they just understand that, you're paying a lot of money, you're gambling with a lot of money, so they treat you well. It's good. What's the entry and the guarantee and all that good stuff?
1 million guarantee. They're gonna blast that. I mean,
of course,
they
should
like
double
double
everything.
Yeah, they should at least double it. I'm hoping that they hit the 2.5, maybe even get it on up to 3, but we'll see. $3,500 entry.
Okay.
And should be a good time.
Are you gonna try the satellite in, or just going for the gold?
Just going for the gold.
Okay.
Going out there, and gonna try to get sell a little bit of action to defray a little bit of the cost. So
sure,
that is available for anyone who might be interested. We'll just go ahead and throw that out there. But
what's the markup?
1.2.
1.2. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. Got a decent piece already sold, and just kind of figure it out. Got a couple of weeks to get all of the I's dotted and T's crossed, and we'll just see what we can do. Plan on two bullets and see if we can make that work.
Sure. Hopefully one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Always feels good to get it through to a bag on. It's a 4-day tournament, so probably hit the money on somewhere along the road on day 2.
Yeah, usually towards the end.
Yeah.
I think I've played in that tournament like more than once. I'm not sure if it was a 3,500. They have some crazy tournaments down there sometimes, man. There was definitely one where it was a 360 $1 million guaranteed, and it was like the nuttiest thing I've ever seen.
Wow, that sounds nutty. Speaking of nutty, we got Taylor here with a couple of queens who has been outflopped by Tweety Bird Bryson with the ace queen.
Running good.
Yeah, and let's see here. So it was a raise from Taylor and a call preflop from Bryson. Then Bryson has gone into check call mode down here with the pair of aces. Pretty small bets here as we go along. And now that we've gotten to the river here, 6 of hearts, is Bryson going to fire out a bet? Or is he going to check this once more over to Taylor?
I think I might have liked a raise on the turn there just to try to get, you got to get some money out of this hand,
I agree, and I think it would have been better with the turn spades to try to get it there. I definitely agree with that.
For sure.
He is going to put out the donk lead here for 160. Just about a full pot size bet here, and Taylor now with the 2 ladies. What do you make of this? Feels pretty gross.
Yeah, it feels like an ace.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I think these sizings, he definitely protected himself a lot in this hand. Just kind of making some more cautious bets so that if opponent does have an ace, he's not gonna have to pay too much.
But he is going to pay this one off on the end.
Okay.
Yeah, so he maybe convinced himself that his opponent had something like a 5-6 that just paired up on the end and had to fire off or something. And he's going to go ahead and turn over the ace queen there for Bryson, and he's going to take it down. So nice little play from him. Probably got just about the max.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe if he raises the turn, maybe he figures it out faster. He's like, maybe you do have an ace. Doesn't make any more money. Could be.
Exactly. Gotta love the old results-oriented analysis too.
Of course,
always good for the soul.
Yeah, right. I mean, It's something that I know a lot of people just struggle with constantly. I mean, even someone that I've coached not too long ago, it was like one of his biggest problems was that he wanted to focus on all the things he was doing right, and he's like, oh, well, he had this. I'm like, well, I understand, but like that's more of a conversation of like, well, you're playing live, so his range looks more like this than like what a GTO range would look like, because I mean, you're not playing against all professionals. You're not playing against people who know everything that's going on all the time. So when you're playing in like a 1-2 or 2-5 live cash game, like people's ranges are going to be tighter usually. They're not going to have the correct cards when they're bluffing, and you're like, well, I have the cards he should be bluffing with, and like this doesn't make any sense. And I see people making that mistake a lot, where they're bluffing with the cards they want their opponent to have, thinking that, oh, this is the worst hand I could show up with. But I'm like, well, yeah, but you want your opponent to have that hand, and you block it, so that's not good, So it's a struggle, but it was a thing that I also had to overcome. Obviously, I was just like, well, man, he just always seems to have aces, and like, well, he doesn't actually always have aces, obviously, but it's just frustrating. To think about it and try to get through it. But so yeah, Jaywin raised it up with the 9-9. Yeah, raised it up with a 9-9. Taylor called, Tillman called with ace queen off. We've seen ace queen off a lot.
Yeah, some ace queens and ace kings a couple of times. Every time somebody's got the ace king, seems to flop trip kings.
Trip kings, yeah.
Let's see here. Did Taylor
donk, please?
Yeah, it appears that no, it was checked to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see where they're on the table now. My fault.
Yeah, so checked it through over to Taylor, who does fire out with the bottom pair, just kind of a little probe bet, see where he's at, gets the call from Jaywin. And now Taylor's got to wonder, can I actually bluff my opponent off of this? You're not going for value any longer once you get the check call out of Jaywin. This sizing is just so small that you're just never going to get this through. I think these are the same two guys that were matched up in this exact situation before. It was Taylor trying to get Jaywin to fold with these small bets.
Right, and then Jaywin having like a middling pair, and he's just like, well, I'm going to keep calling down if you make it cheap, man.
Yeah.
See, like, I need to run out there and give Taylor a quick coaching lesson and be like, hey, man, just bet a little bigger. I promise these people, they'll start folding.
Yeah.
You'll at least get some folds, more than the zero you've gotten so far.
Yeah. Yeah, but he'll have a chance to look back at this and maybe make some adjustments. So
yeah,
we're happy to have you here, Taylor, and we look forward to seeing you here again in the future.
Absolutely.
And any of you fine folks that are watching, if you want to get in on the action, hop on the program, you can do so. Shoot us an email, tchlivelist@texascardhouse.com. We'll see if we can get you in on Monday or Thursday. You can always come down on Sundays, play our $170 freeze out tournament, and try to get onto the program by hitting the final table. And any day now, we are looking to get the Dallas live stream up and running for TCH Dallas. Really looking forward to that.
Same. So I saw a quick video snapshot of the setup there, and that looks awesome.
Yeah, they got a really cool setup there. So I'm looking forward to doing some of the live streams, commentary, as well as getting in the mix up there too. So
yeah, I mean, I'd love to head up there at some point soon. We are obviously Sadie and I's schedule is super packed until close to the end of February, but I mean, maybe we could throw another stop on there in Dallas.
I think you should.
I'd be super down. I know they've been super busy. And we had like kind of an initial contact, and they're just like, look, we obviously have our hands full. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, basically. I would love to. I mean, I'm sure I'll end up going up there regardless. But I think it'd be awesome to coordinate something just to get a lot of players in there.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that sounds great. Definitely looking forward to going up there again for another one of their big guaranteed tournaments as well. So had a really good time last time. Yeah. Made another deep run, and fantastic turnout. Man, that was insane. There was a 100K guarantee. They had 360K in the prize pool.
Must be nice.
Yeah, 3.6x your guarantee. I'm hoping that's what happens in Florida.
Honestly, the ones in Hollywood, I mean, obviously, like we live in the COVID world now, but I mean, back then, if it didn't double the guarantee, they like kind of considered it a failure. And when I say didn't double, I mean like if it was like 1.7, then they were like, damn,
we didn't promote this hard.
Yeah, we didn't do this well enough, and like whatever. But man, I'd be super down to start going back there when all this is done. For sure.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat had a fun little thing. It was AA Rona instead of AA Ron for getting on a plane and traveling out there, which, I definitely am not, like, thrilled to go get on a plane and do this, but at the same time, I've been in this card room and other card rooms around the state of Texas for months now, and
Yeah.
I've been
I know
very
the feeling.
diligent, and I don't touch my face. I do all the things that you should do, and don't do all the things you shouldn't do, and
Right.
so far so good. And you know what? Like, I want to go play this big tournament. I haven't played a big tournament in a long time outside of the local ones that we've had here, and I'm ready to get back in the mix. So
Yeah, I think trying to find the balance of, being safe and staying healthy and keeping the people around you healthy in combination with, yeah, man, I get it. You just kind of go stir crazy. That's what prompted the rest of, like, myself and Westlake and Seti to go out to Best Bet all that time ago. We were just kind of like, dude, we've been kind of stir crazy, but we're all, super good and all that kind of stuff. But on the same note, I guess we kind of just accept the risk that comes to us.
yeah.
Because we are going to meet people, go into live poker rooms and stuff. I get it. I get it. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. I would never, force anybody's hand on that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And, all of the card rooms here in Texas that I've been to for sure have been doing a very good job keeping things nice and sanitary, making sure everybody's wearing their masks. I imagine it'll be the same down in Florida. I mean, it's just a thing. You do the best that you can, and you try to keep on living your life, and that's the best that any of us can do. So we hope that you're all out there staying safe and healthy, and hope you all had good holidays and stuff, too. I mean, I know I had a great time. Got to go up to Colorado, see my family.
Oh, good.
Reconnect with some old friends. It was just a really good time. So
I had my favorite kind of holiday, which was I pretty much did nothing.
Yeah?
And it was wonderful.
Nice. Did
It
you
was
watch
everything I wanted.
Watch some good TV shows, or do you watch, like, holiday movies or whatever?
I normally know. I used to have this, like, tradition of just watching Harry Potter movies on Christmas.
Okay.
But I mean, this Christmas, man, I just wanted to, like, sleep and eat and watch football. And so that's what I did. I just hung out, and
I did some of that too.
It was wonderful, wonderful. Highly recommend it. It was a good alternative to, the usual of, eat, sleep, and watch Harry Potter instead. So
Heck yeah.
we went with football this year. Maybe I'm an adult now. I don't know.
Yeah, you get to do what you want, so mix it in however you want. Dante here going to limp the King 7 off suit under the gun +2. Let's see here. We got Tweety Bird Bryson here over in the cutoff. He is going to open this up with the Queen 6 suited. I like it. Why not? Makes it 40 to go. P. James, though, he's on the button with the Ace Queen, and he is going to flat call. I don't like that.
I'm not a big fan of the flat either, but this might accidentally bait Cameron here into 3-betting.
You didn't like the open with the Queen 6 of spades?
Honestly, like you and I mean, you've played way more than tournament style than I have, but I get it. I mean, I was around this guy named Joe Crosby for a lot of years of my life, and he was like the highest ROI tournament player, MTT player on full tilt while it was like around.
Okay.
And so these kind of like Queen 6 opens from the cutoff situations, I'm like, how the hell can that ever be right? And he would just like, pull up a solver and be like, well, do this, this, this. I'm like, all right, well, the hell with me, man. I don't know anything about tournaments.
Yeah,
I don't know anything. But what I didn't like, to totally agree with you, was the Ace Queen flat. I mean, you've got the button, got a great hand. You want to get some money in there. You want to punish the Queen 6 open.
Yeah, because it's in there.
And the King 7 limp.
Yeah, definitely got to punish that.
Oh, and then he didn't call.
Oh, what? Was
his hand right?
I mean, I suppose it's always possible that we got the cards crossed somehow on their way to the readers, but I would suspect that was. I mean, we don't have any indication that was an incorrect read or anything, but yeah, he's just going to go ahead and smooth call on the button with the Ace Queen and then let it go when he gets the cold 3-bet out of the small blind, right?
Right.
So, yeah, to each their own. We are going to get ourselves a dealer change, and each in their own will be a PLO bomb pot if they're interested. I know Bryson doesn't play these.
Yeah, nor do I.
And yeah, you were telling me that the other night. So
yeah, I've
it's not your thing, huh?
Well, I think that I have spent enough in PLO bomb pots and PLO in general to just know that I hate the damn game.
Yeah, well, it definitely moves a lot of chips around, and I think the sentiment that you shared with me last night was that everybody just ends up all in all the time, and
It's true.
And you just kind of like, all right, like whether it's on the flop or the turn or whatever. So it's like, all right, my made hand has got like some fairly minuscule amount of equity because there's so many draws out there looking at these turns and rivers.
Right.
So you just kind of have to like squint really hard and hope that your hand holds up or
Right.
that you hit your draw or whatever. Yeah, it's just a lot of gamble. That's for sure.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and like that's why I always propose like, do you guys just want to do a racehorse instead? But no one ever wants to do that. And I'm like, guys, it's the same damn thing. Let's just gamble, Like if you want to get a little degen in between the dealer changes, I'm down. But
So you'll do that, but you won't do the PLO.
well, yeah, it's even. I have an even shot. I definitely don't have an even shot against random people playing PLO, especially a double board PLO bomb pot. It doesn't matter.
He's like, I can be worse, and I am.
And I am. Yeah.
All right, well, I see 2 kings on this flop. Somebody's got to have ace-king in the hole. What? Nobody does.
No, just king jack.
Yeah, Dante does have a good hand still. Trip kings with the jack. He's
Rick's
going to
got
check.
a gutter. Taylor has an ace. Will has the gutter with a flush draw, so backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, this looks to be checking all the way through. It does. 6 of clubs on the turn. That ain't going to do much for anybody.
I thought someone. No, okay, 6-5. He's got.
Yeah, Taylor's got 3 pair, but
Yeah, I see. Like I saw 6-4, 6-5, 6-4. And I was like, I thought someone had a set of sixes, or now sixes full, but they do not.
So Dante here with the best of it still. Looks like he may be betting. No.
I think Rick bet.
Rick let out here. Oh, with the turned clubs. Okay, turned clubs and the gutter to Broadway. And Dante just going to smooth call. He's not ready to commit more chips with his trip kings at the moment. And let's see here. So we are going to get a call from Dante and a Taylor. Taylor is ready to mix it up with his 3 pair. And he's going to make 4 pair on the end.
Yeah,
So
Rick's going to complete the flush, though.
he sure is.
Man. Dodging bullets right there to hit that one.
Yeah.
No 5, no deuce, no jack, no queen.
Yeah, so now that he's led out there on that turn, completes the flush, and now he's going to continue going for value here. So third nut flush even, right? There's still,
Right, there's still all the boats.
Boats and all kinds of stuff out there. But Dante lays down the trip kings here pretty quickly. And Taylor is like, wait a minute, the 10 is not the card I wanted. I needed one of these other ones to pair again. So he's going to let it go, and Rick will take that one down. He's going to show it, too. He's like, I had a flush. I win.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that's a perfect example of why I have no idea what the hell I'm doing in that game.
Yeah. I think that's
just
a
no
good
idea.
example.
I'm definitely either calling or raising with the king because I'm like, well, what's the odds he's got a backdoor flush draw? Oh, 100% apparently. So
Yeah.
there's no idea what the hell to do there. JTN, my accurate assessment of PLO, thank you. There's actually a guy named Mike Martinez who said it best, I think. He's like, look, man, every time I play PLO, I just throw my damn spaghetti at the wall, and sometimes it sticks, and I win money. If sometimes I don't, and I lose all my money. That's it. That's PLO for me. I don't want to play it anymore. I was like, you know what? You're right, man. You're right.
Yep. No, I went through a phase where I stopped playing them, the PLO bomb pots, because I woke up on the wrong side of the spaghetti sticking to the wall.
Sure, yeah.
Whereas, like, I mean, I like had a boat, and then somebody had.
Yes, that's the.
They
Yes.
had like pocket kings in the hole, and then they were on the other board, and they just happened to have pocket kings too, and then they hit the king, and now it's like, oh, your boat is better than mine. So I had some nasty stuff happen like that for heaps, and it got kind of soured on them. And then after the tilt and everything kind of wore off, I realized that a lot of times those hands will take a while to play out.
Yeah.
And so if you do 1 per orbit, and that's without like a dealer change, bomb pot as well. 1 per orbit, and it takes like 10 minutes or something sometimes, right? I mean, that's a decent chunk.
There was a couple on the stream, and I obviously have noticed that they take a little while. But when I was going over it with a couple of friends of mine, they're like, dude, this hand is taking forever. And so we started rewinding it and started over, and it was just 7.5 minutes for a damn bomb pot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, good Lord, man. I mean, yeah, if you do one of those in orbit and you get 2 down, I mean, mean, you're talking about almost half. Like, I mean, obviously they're not all going to be 7 minutes. Some of them are only 3 or 4 minutes.
Yep.
So, but I mean, you're still talking about somewhere between a quarter and a third of your time being bomb pots. And I was like, man, this is aggressive.
You are
You know?
correct. Speaking of being aggressive, Rick has been aggressive throughout this hand.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it again.
Yeah. And Dante's having
Snap.
none of it. Yeah, it snaps him off.
Almost beat him in there.
Well, man, he's got
Yeah,
the
don't
right
show.
hand to do it with.
Don't show. You don't have to show, buddy.
Well, Dante called Rick, so I mean, technically he
That's
was
what I was
supposed to
saying.
show first, but
Yeah. Rick mucked, and I was like, yeah, don't show then.
oh, I see. I got
Yeah.
you. Well, he still kind of had his hand. Or
That's
his,
fair. He probably showed his.
I think he announced like you're good, and so then,
Oh, okay.
So then Dante's,
one of those awkward, like, I don't want to show, you should show.
Yeah.
I don't want to show.
And Dante's like, sweet, I got trip jacks, eat it.
That was a thing for me why someone literally explained it to me that is the exact reason why they thought I was an asshole, because I made them show their hands once.
Oh,
They were like,
okay.
you're good. I like made an extremely light call, and they were like, you're good. And I was like, I'm not so sure.
Uh-huh.
And they were just like, we kind of got into this tango where they didn't want to show their hand or whatever. And then eventually they turned their hand over and they missed everything. And I was like, okay, I have bottom pair.
Okay.
And they were like, why did you wait? I'm like, well, I'm not as confident as you think I am in that spot. And then they're like, well, that's such a dick move. I'm like, no, man, it's just the rules of the game. I called and I wanted to see your cards. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be mean about it. Like, those are the rules. I'm allowed to see.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you can muck.
Exactly. You can
I'm
muck and
I'm
just
totally
give
down
up.
with you muck, you know?
Yeah.
Because I every time my opponents all muck, I win. So I'll take it.
Absolutely. Well, here we've got a mixture of good hands here. We got Tillman with the pocket aces, Dante with the deuces, Sam, ace-5 of clubs, the old ace-5 of clubs, and the ace-9 of hearts. These two hands tangling up again.
I was so ready to do the Jack Link's pocket cam, the mystery cards.
Yep.
For Cameron's hand, but
I know, especially if he
spoiler
made
alert.
it to the river, like up against Tillman. We're like, what does he have?
What could he have?
Tillman's going to continue out here for 125 into a pot of 180. And ATX, he's done with it with the second pair backdoor flush draw, and everybody else gets out of the way as well. Tillman going to take that one down. Doesn't get any more chips put in the pot, but honestly, up against 3 opponents, he's probably not too sad about it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Let's see. Back in the chat here, Justin Moon asking us, if we won the Mega Million at 440 million, what is the first thing that you would do? What's the first thing you would do?
Let me just say one thing here to the usual suspect. He says, I'm interested in buying a piece for WPT. Okay, if you're serious about that, and we could maybe talk about it. But find me personally on Instagram. Words are hards. Just shoot me a message there if you really wanted to. So go back to the question.
No, you're good. So if you won the Mega Million, it's 440 million.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what Justin says. What is the first thing that you would do?
The first thing, I mean, after all the boring stuff of like getting a lawyer and doing all that crap, right? I think I would probably want to book a trip to maybe like a Caribbean island, something like that, and just like close friends, family, just like cool.
Sure.
We're all doing this. We're gonna charter a flight. We're
Sure.
gonna get out there and we're gonna sit on some beaches and drink some freaking,
Right.
margaritas and
Something.
something with a little umbrella in it.
Definitely
and
not.
some-
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
always has to have an umbrella.
Absolutely. So that would probably be the first thing that I would do. That would be like the first like activity that I would do anyways.
Right.
Besides like run around my apartment naked like, yes, I'm a multimillionaire.
Right.
That would come first, but
That would definitely come first. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right.
I don't know what, like, man, what is like a normal reaction to something like that? Like, is it normal to just get naked and run around? I mean, I don't know. It feels like it is. I don't know.
yeah, because like that moment where you're sitting there looking at the screen, right? You're like, all right, I'm checking these numbers. Okay, cool. I got that one. Right? I mean, that moment when it hits you and you're like, oh my god, I actually won. Yeah, what do? You got to take all your clothes off and run around, or
Honestly,
something else.
this might be showing how great or awful my friends are. I would think that I'm getting fucked with for sure.
oh yeah,
For
you'd
sure.
feel like something.
I'd be like, no, this isn't real. I'm gonna wake up in a second, or like, like Westlake or someone's gonna jump out and be like, ha ha, damn it.
Oh man. J-Win did take that one down with the pair of kings.
He did.
His opponent was getting a little bit frisky with the ace-3, made a bottom pair of threes, and J-Win wins, and we continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Lawyer. I mean, you're definitely right. Lawyer is number one.
Yeah.
Lawyer's
Yeah,
number one.
you'd have to go
And
through
then and then I like the guy who won. It wasn't nearly that much. It was like 25 million or something. Still a ton of money. And he showed up in like gloves and a mask, and he was like had 6 layers on when he signed all the documents, and they took pictures. No one knew who he was.
Oh, there you go.
He wanted to keep it from his family and friends and stuff. Didn't want anybody to know that he'd won all this money.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that is a genius idea. I don't think I'd think of it that fast, though. I'd be too excited.
Yeah.
I'd be too excited.
Well, there's got to be just an insane amount of preparation too. Like, imagine going through all of the like paperwork and everything, because you're like, I don't just like go to my credit union where I've had like thousands of dollars in my account or something and be like, so by the way, can you guys just like deposit $400 million tomorrow?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to have a much more sophisticated plan than that. So. God, and that would just be a nightmare. Imagine that.
Dude, that's
like
what I'm
your
saying.
first thing is like, I got to hire a team of lawyers and accountants and a financial planner and all. And then you got to shop for these people because you don't want to just go to the guy down the street, right? You're just going to show up to some schmo's guy's place and be like, cool, I got $400 million. What are we going to do with it?
Yeah, I saw you on a billboard, man. What's up?
Oh, man. Those are some first world problems, though, and I would be happy to have them.
Those are great problems.
Yeah. Do you buy tickets when the prize gets that big?
Never in my life have I bought one.
Yeah, I think it's fun. It gives you a little, like $10 or whatever. You're like, maybe Westlake's messing with me, right, or whatever. But like, it gives you some skin in the game, a real shot at it.
That's fair.
I only do it when it gets really big, just because it's like then you would be able to like not just go to the island with your friends and family, but like you own that island now.
Right.
This is my island, and we're all going to it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. I do think I would buy an island if I had $400 million. Like, I would buy an island.
I don't know that I'd buy an island, but I'd probably buy a plane before I bought an island.
Well, those are not mutually exclusive, though, either. Right?
Right. But I think that
to get
right. But I don't know. I like
yacht.
traveling too much. I wouldn't want to continue to go to the same place all the time. If that makes sense. It's like going home.
Yeah, but don't you also like having your place?
Sort of.
I mean, like you can go to everybody else's islands whenever you want, but then it's your island. Well, I think that comes with the program, yeah.
I mean, I used to have that, but the chef's gone now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We're just all like, oh, I want that.
Right. No, I'm just messing with you.
Let's see here. What do we have? We had a Queen Jack win there, I think.
Yeah, C-bet.
So, we're just kind of yammering on. If we see some good hands pop up, we'll try to.
Yeah, there's been a lot of just
attention.
C-bet, take it down, and, there's not much to say, unfortunately. I think that what we should do is get a chat pool for the Powerball.
Chat pool for the
Chat
Powerball.
pool for the Powerball.
And then,
could just do some sort of like obnoxious chop where everyone ends up with like $10 million if we win.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Right?
Yeah. I would be in, except for the logistics of that would be horrifying, and I'm unwilling to actually participate. But it's nice in name only.
I'll tell you what. I'll go buy the ticket and deal with it if we win, and I'll just take an equal share. Fair?
Fair.
All right.
Let's see here. We got V dropping numbers in the chat, so, maybe those are the ones. Maybe she's got them right there. Let's see here.
Oh, what button do you push? I've seen very similar questions to this before. This is a really, really, really easy question for anyone that – I wouldn't say for anyone that plays poker, but for most people that play poker, this is a very easy question.
Yeah, the way that's posed, it's super easy.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it's a you can press the red button where you instantly get 10K. Correct. Or a green button where you get a 50% chance of 100 million, and I assume the other 50% is nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's much more interesting when you do it like where the percentages are the same, or like the percentages are different, but the expected value is the same, right? Like a true game theory choice.
Of course.
And then you can really analyze like whether or not people are risk averse. But anyways,
Right.
it's a
Right.
curious question.
Yeah, that's just then it turns into like Hawk Dove, almost, where you just like do the aggressive thing.
We've gone
All right.
5 ways to a flop
Nice.
here, so
Nice.
yeah, people are getting aggressive this time around. We got Tillman here with second pair backdoor diamonds. He has no equity hardly at all because Sam has flopped top 2. And does anybody else have anything? No, not really.
No, I mean there's like backdoor straight, I guess, backdoor flush. I mean Sam really has a stranglehold on this.
He sure does, and he's checked it, so we're going to
Oh,
check
well,
all the way through, and he's going to
that'll
make a
do.
boat.
That'll
And
do.
yeah, except for nobody else has gotten. I mean, I guess Tillman's hand has improved, right? Like he could see this as his hand improving.
Sure.
So maybe he's willing to put some chips in there.
Could be. Taylor decided he's going to take a stab at it. He's seen too many checks.
And 175 too. Yeah, he's
Tillman
like
just right in there. Done. Tillman wasn't even thinking about it. He's like, get me out of here.
yeah. So now Sam here, who has checked this twice, and he is now the player most out of position. So, I mean, what do you call here and then donk lead or something? I mean, I don't know how you play this. This is going to be pretty funky to try to get more chips in the pot. Obviously, neither of these two players are going to do anything of the sort. But let's see what Sam elects to do. I'm going to take a look back at the like button because I see that we have 95 of those racked up. And if we get 5 more, then I get to wet my lips with this delicious Shinerbach beverage. So do us all a favor, especially me, I guess, and hit the like button, please, if you haven't had a chance. Sam is just going to elect to call, and what do you think? I guess if you've taken this line, you just got to check again.
Yeah, you got to check again.
Hope that your opponent goes for it.
Yeah, I mean, you have it all. I mean, maybe your opponent came through with a flush, but like,
Yeah,
no, I see what you mean though. I mean, you have, what is it, like 60% pot left or something.
Yeah, he's going to bet not even all in, and Taylor snap folds, of course. I don't know that Taylor would have even gone for it there on the end. Like, there's just so much
$5,
strength.
man. You got to throw out $5. Max value.
Oh, the one big blind. You got to get it
Listen,
every time.
I have gotten Bernard to shame fold for $5 more times than I can count. It's unreal to watch. I just throw out $5, $10, but with the one big blind bet on the river, and he's just like, I hate my life.
Yep.
And then sometimes he's just like, you know what? He just like makes it 600 or something.
Yeah.
And like he has stepped in it a couple of times where I've just done it with a boat or I hit my flush and I'm just like $10. And he's just like, I hate you. Most of the time he just like hands me $10 or whatever. But a lot of times he's
Sets
just
it right on top of your chips and then waits for you to turn the cards over.
But so many times he's just like, I'm not even playing this damn game anymore. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm not even giving you this $5.
Yep. Ooh, we have breached the 100 like mark. Thank you all for doing that. It is beer time. Beer time has arrived. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. And if you do actually genuinely enjoy this program, make sure that you are subscribed. Come back and check us out every Thursday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And on Mondays, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time for our other game, the 5-5 uncapped. Sorry, 5-10. 5-10 uncapped.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get back to that at some point.
Heck yeah.
You know, I mean, I've got so much of this stuff going on. I mean, you know, similar to you, I'm flying out soon. I mean, on Tuesday I go out to Vegas to film with the Berkey and the Solve for Why guys, and I have no idea how that's going to go. I'm really hoping it goes awesome because they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I just met him recently when they came into town, and they're awesome. They seem awesome people. They seem like awesome people. Obviously, Berkey is obscenely good at this game. And
Have you played against Berkey outside of that experience?
outside of that, no, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I don't think I have, right? No, I don't think so. I think when they came here to do meetup games at TCH, or to do a stream game or whatever it was when they were here.
Yeah.
I think that is when I had just gotten here.
Okay.
When I just moved here, I believe. And I really feel like it was. I really feel like it was around that same time period when I just gotten here. I didn't know anybody. I was like, I think I learned that this whole place existed after it happened. I believe so. I mean, I definitely did not play with him here, but I'm trying to think if I had played with him like in a WPT or something, but he doesn't play a lot of tournaments, so it's really unlikely. I don't think I've accidentally played with him at like the Bellagio or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I know that he has played tournaments, in the past, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'll be down at Hollywood. I know it's going to bring a lot of players in from a lot of different places because that is
absolutely
be a great stop. So
yeah, I mean, I think it would be a possibility if it wasn't overlapping. I think I go out there on the 12th and stay through like the 18th or something like that.
okay, yeah, the WPT main is 22nd through the
22nd. Okay, so yeah, it's possible then. Yeah, I'll be sure to ask when I'm out there for sure. I'm obviously always trying to talk them into coming back. Now that he has had the Rona and survived, I think he'd be much more down for some travel time.
Yeah. Well, we've got some good hands here. I think there was even another strong hand that just got folded. But Tweety Bird Bryson, he's got Ace King of clubs. He's going to raise this up over the open from William. That's going to get a call from Tillman on the button as well. So.
Wow.
C-bet on this jack high flop just gets through instantaneously. And Bryson will take it down with the ace high. Yeah, that's a spot where Will the Nit sort of lives up to his name, right?
Definitely
He's like,
lives up.
I don't have an overpair. There's one overcard out there. And also, how many jacks are in Bryson's 3-betting range, right? Like, I mean, they can be in there, but it's sort of like ace jack, king jack. And I don't know if Bryson is really doing a whole lot of that anyways. Over Will the Nit open, right?
Definitely
so it's
not.
like, I don't know. It could just be aces or kings or queens or whatever, obviously, but letting go of the tens there for 1 street,
Absolutely.
I think is a little bit too tight.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's more than a little too tight. But this is again one of those conversations that I've had with some of the players that I've coached, where they're just like, well, look, man, I'm playing live, and this guy just always has it. I'm like, well, if you're just describing Will the Net, then like, yeah, all right, I believe you.
Yeah. Yep. But anybody else? Well, no.
I think it's the majority of players. I'm going to peel one off there.
Yep, I agree. Let's see. We got a question here. J Dub saying, "Who is in the booth with Aaron?" That is E. McKenzie.
That's true. It is me, E. McKenzie.
It is true. All right, we got some more hands here. Sam, he's got ace king. That means there could be a couple of kings on the flop, but we'll see.
All right, that was the first time we didn't have king flop with that. I think.
I know. Maybe that streak is broken. It's definitely broken, but maybe it's like over for good. We'll see. Taylor is putting in a 3-bet here to 90 over the open from Rick. The call from Dante. Back over to Sam, who just flat calls with the ace king.
I don't like it.
I agree. So we're going to go 3 ways here. Sam going to play this one out of position.
Oh, baby.
And wow, would you look at that. Rick and Taylor both flopping flush draws. Rick with the open ender as well.
Can we just get like a king of hearts on the turn for some blood?
Well, we'll see if Sam's even in this after this bet that is surely coming here on the flop, though. I mean,
it's kind of small.
What is that?
About a third pot, I think.
Is that 90? 115.
115.
Okay. All right, 115 from Rick with the combo draw. Taylor just going to smooth call in position. Nut spades. Back over to Sam. And this just does not look good. You don't
it doesn't
have
feel
a spade.
good. Yeah.
You really don't have much, just the 2 overs. And I do think that, yeah, the fold is going to be the correct move there. So he's going to get out of the way, and a spade would be real spicy, but that is not to be. We got a 7 of hearts here on the turn. Rick still with the open ender and the spades, reaching for chips. Taylor very intently watching him too. Let's see here. This looks like an even smaller bet than on the flop.
I can't quite see the rest of the bet.
Yeah, 185. So this is an effective down bet.
So then Taylor should raise here.
Yeah. I mean.
Okay, he did. Yeah. Min clicked it. Oh my God.
I click you.
Oh God.
I mean, if you're gonna. Oh, so wait. So his.
No.
Oh, okay. I saw his like chip count change.
Yeah, I saw the chip count change too. Yeah.
Well, it's not much more than it. No, it is a min click.
Yeah, min.
Yeah. Maybe he tried to raise to a smaller amount.
That I'm not on board. I thought he was just going to rip it.
Oh, if you're going to raise, you got to rip it.
Yeah. What do you
Your
have to
stack
like
size
900?
doesn't have anything
Yeah, that's
left.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I just go in here. I think.
Yeah, I mean, certainly if that's a 5 or a deuce, you're going to feel real good about just ripping it. But, I mean, even this card, I do think it doesn't change the texture except like for the random 8-10.
Yeah.
And then, So
the min click doesn't accomplish what you want it to accomplish because even if he calls and then you hit, you're only making maybe 500 more. I mean, against Rick's specific hand, obviously you're going to make whatever the hell's in front of you because if you both hit a flush, then here we are. You know?
Yeah, but results oriented, right? So let's take that out.
Sure.
So, yeah, all the money's going in. Taylor's winning, but
sorry, Rick.
Yeah, but the fact remains there that if you're going to raise on the turn, with the intention that, like, I have ace high and I don't think I'm good, like, you want a fold, right? You have maximum fold equity by ripping your stack in there versus putting in this little min-clicky thing that your opponent's going to call just, like, all the time. And, yeah, we're going to show spades over spades. Rick, very emphatic about how nasty this beat just was.
I think he got up and thought he won. I think Jaywin thought he won, too. He was like giving him the knuckles, like nice play, nice hand, you know.
Oh.
And then he like suddenly grabbed his hat, and I think he realized that he got flush over flushed.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the infamous flush straight that does not beat a
true.
regular ace high flush.
I got a flush. I got a straight. I don't have a straight flush.
Yep. Yeah. Rick is in. He is in pain over that.
Yeah.
And flush over flush. I mean, that is nasty, dude. It's like the set over set. You know, it's just a low probability event. And when it does happen, it feels pretty brutal.
Yeah, especially when it's like, you know, nut flush over third nut flush. It's like, that just sucks. I mean, there's no way around it.
Absolutely.
All right, there's a lot going on in that chat during that hand. I didn't quite see. Okay, we're talking about air fryers. Okay, yep.
I haven't actually used one of those. Do you have one?
I do. I tried it with bacon since I'm doing the keto diet.
Yeah.
And it just didn't taste as good.
Okay.
Honestly, everything else has been good though. Everything else has been like really good, really easy.
What was your favorite thing that you put in the air fryer?
I did this like where I kind of quick roasted the outside of a steak, like just kind of burned it really fast to kind of seal in things, and then just like air fried it for, I think it was only like maybe 7 or 8 minutes. It wasn't very long at all, and it actually came out like really good. The juices stayed in there, but I don't know. Everyone hypes them up so much that I'm thinking that like, man, there must be some sort of like secret society of air fryer people that have all the tricks, and you know, I don't have those yet. So
where you can just like put a sneaker in there and it comes out delicious. Or
something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've heard that too. Some people just swear by it, and I haven't like witnessed the dark magic of the air fryer in action, so I don't know firsthand what it's like. But
yeah.
I have like this idea in my mind of like what the Instant Pot did for me, having firsthand experience with what the Instant Pot can do.
Okay.
It's sort of like that waiting to happen again. You know,
sure.
it's like I could open the box and it could be the new Instant Pot experience for me, this air fryer thing. And I don't know, maybe it is.
Maybe.
Because the Instant Pot is freaking amazing.
Of
like,
course.
You're just like, okay, this thing that would normally have taken me like an hour and a half or all day sitting there in that stupid crock pot or whatever the hell that crap was.
I hate crock pot.
Oh, my good Lord, that Instant Pot is amazing. Okay, back to poker because we've got ourselves 3 players here, and P. James has the aces. And his opponents have not picked up anything. Tillman was sitting there with a gutty, but he didn't pick it up on the turn. So now P. James is going to go ahead and fire out a little bet. And see if he can get
pretty healthy size, too.
Yeah, 60 into 77, right? Yeah. And that'll get the job done. So Tillman not going to stick around looking for that gutter. Rick sitting up there, 51% BPIP.
I'm talking about.
Here. William, 26%. ATX is rounding out the bottom of that one at 21%. Where who?
Tweety.
He is below Will.
Oh, boy.
At least on pre-flop raise.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Got Dante coming in with the ace queen off again, the hand of the night. Everyone has had this hand, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like it's like every 2 or 3 hands someone has ace queen offsuit.
Oh, okay. So just got a little heads up here from Bryson. He said that the dude, homie with the queen 10 there, he thought he had the straight flush. He thought he had it. Because the jack of clubs, he kind of convinced himself that he had not the flush straight, but the straight flush.
Got the straight flush. So he snapped it and was like, "Yeah, ship it." Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I knew. I was like, man, he looks like he thinks he won.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we've all been there before.
Yep. Yeah. What do you think about switching to a 4-color deck so that you don't have that issue?
Well,
I know. We just bought that thing out for mixed games the other night. That was pretty cool.
I don't mind them. I really don't. I've heard a lot of people seem to just hate their lives after they look at a 4-color deck. I don't know why, but I don't know what their problem is, honestly. I mean, so I did have one person who had a legitimate complaint, which was Luke, because he's colorblind.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And he's like, "Yep." So they all look exactly the same to me. I'm like, "Oh, that's frustrating."
Yeah.
He's like red-green colorblind, and obviously normally he can see like there's black and gray.
Okay.
Is what he describes it to me. He's like the spades and clubs are black, and the hearts and diamonds are normally like a gray color. So I can definitely tell those apart.
Okay.
But with the 4-color deck, like 3 of them are gray and 1 of them is black, and he's just like, "I hate it. I hate it."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't sound great.
Other than that, though, I mean I like the ones that are on. I think they were on full tilt, where the whole card was blue. Or red or green or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And I think WSOP now has it also, where like the whole card is that color, and then just like the suit is gigantic and the number is gigantic, and you cannot mess it up. They won't let you.
Yeah. It's like you've got like whatever 20, 100 vision, and you can still pick those numbers out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. They look like the cards we used to have to play with in Daytona Beach, Florida, where all the retirees are. I'm telling you, man, from 2 tables over, I could tell you what the flop was. I'm not even kidding.
Nice.
It was rough. And then some of them still complain, like, "I need the 5 seed. I can't see." I'm like, dude, go home. Like, if you're actually blind, then like bring someone to help you, man. I'll help you, but I'm in the box, or like, you know, I mean, that was a long time ago. 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was a long time ago. I'm
you
just
a seeing eye dog that'll like bark at you or chew on your pant leg the right way.
I kind of felt bad, but I was just like, I mean, everyone's like yelling at us and like why isn't the game going any faster? I'm like, well, this guy can't read his cards, man. I don't know. Felt awful, but here we are.
Let's see here. Pretty much everybody here feels awful as well. P. James, he's got ace high, which is the best hand. He's going to bet 25, and I think that's just going to get a couple of folds.
Definitely.
Yep. Let's see. We got Barry Smith here in the chat saying, "Hey, TCH, what's up from Japan, people?" So I'm taking that as Barry Smith is in some Japan people, but also, you know, probably just the real version is that he's in Japan, and we're happy to have you here tonight. So thanks for joining us, Barry. Let's see. Noah Bailey says, "Is E playing?" Actually, you know,
nope.
No, he's not.
I'm right here.
He's right here. He's talking to you and giving the old commentary with your boy A.A. Ron in the booth as we watch players do things out on the table that are not us.
Or maybe they are us.
Whoa. That's deep, bro.
How wild would that be if I just ran out there, played a hand, and then came back?
And then we saw it 15 minutes later.
Right, and then I'm just like walking you through my thought process while it's happening.
Yeah, and we're like, so first I just have to elbow J-Win out of the way and commandeer his stack. Then, yeah.
I mean, I'll take Will's. It's not doing anything.
You're going to double his VPIP, though, and then you'll get out of, you know, then he won't win the wager or whatever.
Yeah.
I know he had ace king, ace queen.
Yeah, he did. What was so messed up though is like after that sick run of hands, he was like dead even.
Yeah,
it was wild. It was wild.
Didn't get a lot of expected value there.
Probably have better luck commentating. Well, I definitely can't lose any money in here.
I don't know.
I guess we could start gambling.
Yeah, I got a dime here.
You play red or black?
Yeah, red or black for a dime. Hell yeah, let's get some of that E money.
All right.
But not E dollars, E coins, E cents.
E coins?
E cents.
E cents.
All right, P. James, he's got a couple of sailboats. Going to bump this up to 30. ATX, no love for the game. 7 deuce hitting the garbage bin. And Jay Wynn, he's got a couple of ducks. Ducks versus sailboats. Who can win that war of the worlds?
It's got to be ducks.
I would hope so. They can like poop on the sailboats, right? The sailboats can't really do much.
They're just giant.
Yeah, they're giant. Tillman, he's got ace queen though. He's going to try to win this one with
click it. Is that right?
I think that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Okay.
Tillman is known to do some things like this. So he's going to click the button, and his 2 opponents are going to click call, and that is a beautiful flop for everyone involved. It's just what they wanted to see. Tillman now going to check after that little minion click. Over to Jay Wynn here in the cutoff. I mean, deuces are never going to love most flops, so when it checks to you, yeah, put a little bet out there, see if you can take it down with a probe. 70 bucks. Tillman, backdoor nothing. I guess he still has backdoor straight if it came perfect. So he's going to come along with 2 overs. That's a pair of 8s. Go with the pair of 2s for Jay Wynn.
So many outs.
So many outs.
7 ball. That's my guess.
Yeah, but then Jay Wynn still wins. Oh, he's going to overbet here with the deuces. Nice play. A little bit scary, but I guess your opponent.
I just wanted his pair to get counterfeit and see if he could still pull through.
Yeah. Well, considering that he just overbet there on the turn, I think he probably would have found a way to win.
Yeah, I think so too.
But,
I think so too, for sure.
Yeah, Jay Wynn's strong player, and he's not afraid to put in some big bets to put you to the test.
John says he wants to do red or black for $1 for 5 hands.
That's exciting stuff. And somebody's going to make their allowance this week. Let's see here.
Do we think players understand what range advantage is? I think it depends on the player.
Do we think players? Yeah, players? Players.
Definitely depends on the player.
Yeah. I think we do.
Sometimes.
Okay, I think I do. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, that's something that comes with a certain level of understanding of the game, right? It's interesting to look at the tiers of, like, what are concepts that people are actually fluent in, right?
Okay.
If you want to talk about it in terms of like poker language, and yeah, things like nut advantage and range advantage, and these things get sort of bandied about, and people talk about them, and not everybody knows either what's being talked about.
They throw the term out.
Yeah,
they're like,
well,
I've heard it used here before, so I'll just throw it out there and not really sure what it really means. I mean, obviously the most common one of those is GTO, but my God, I hear that so many times.
Yep.
I'm like, can you explain to me what you mean by that? And they're like, well, you know, it's GTO. I'm like, thank you.
Sweet, bro.
Thanks, man.
You really nailed it. All right, the old King 9 of Diamonds here is just going to put in some aggression, and the ace highs are going to run for the hills. Or the ace high. And
yeah,
I
the
think
ace high. I think he had king queen, but I thought it was king queen of spades. Maybe
know.
I misread it.
No, that's what I thought I saw too. So I don't know. Anyways, ATX there. He's going to take that one down. And we're going to continue here on TCH Live. We're up to 115 likes. Bam. Smash it.
We got to get to 2.
Yeah, help us out. Let's keep it going. Let's roll that number on up. This Shinerbach is going down quite well, but I've got some stuff on deck. We got McCollin for Carolyn. She didn't hear me.
We got hand sanitizer.
Grey Goose, Maker's
Grey
Mark,
Goose.
Jim Beam. Man, we got all this stuff. Everyone's going to be thinking I'm just some sort of total lush in here. But anyways, we got ATX here with the Ace Jack Diamonds. He's going to put in a raise. Sam going to come along with a smooth call. Queen Jack of Spades. Against that early position raise, I don't mind this nearly as much as in the later positions.
Yep.
Dante, he's going to come along out of a hijack. So 3 ways to a flop. King high.
Out flopping him, nice.
Yeah, Dante, he's got the best of it. ATX does have backdoor straight flush opportunities. But Dante is going to put a little bet out there. It looks like 25. And yeah, ATX, he's not done with this just yet. Sam probably should be, though. Nope.
Range advantage. I'm just throwing it out there.
What for Sam?
Sure, whatever.
oh, I get it. I get it. Just put it out there and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
It's like the spaghetti on the wall.
GTO range advantage.
Yeah, he GTO range advantage calls with 0% equity.
Correct.
And yep, I think that's how it works.
He needs to get at least 217 to 0 odds here to make a call, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, though. You divide something by 0.
If you, like, carry the 3 and...
And then it's 2 spades.
It's like Bizarro World upside down.
He unblocks the...
Oh, good, he fold.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good fold, man.
Yeah, that was GTO.
Good fold. GTO fold.
It's going to run out 3 6s here. Just going to give Dante 6s full of kings. ETX could consider maybe paying off a small bet. Is that 100? Yeah?
Yeah, $100.
I mean, the front door hearts
good.
missed. Honestly, I think a call here is pretty reasonable.
I think it's reasonable. But I think now that I've played with Dante once, I think well, I know at least once that I can remember, and now having watched the stream on Monday and watched this one, man, and he's playing live 2-5. He just has it. They always have it. The bet on the river, they just have it. It sucks.
Yeah, but from a range advantage GTO standpoint,
Yeah,
his
minimum defense frequency.
Exactly.
Actually, that one doesn't.
No. You got to
no.
No, you can't say that one out loud. MDF. It's definitely an MDF.
Sorry. That one actually did apply here.
Well, yeah, which is why you got to MDF it so that you don't put anything.
My bad.
Jeez, now everybody in the chat knows how to play poker. All right, well, we're gonna lose all our money next week, but that's okay. Or this week if you're E, because that's how he rolls.
Yeah, honestly, man, I'm finding ways to mess everything up when I'm not even playing. I come in the booth crashes. I didn't even get to the booth today before they're like, hey, it's not working.
I know. Now we're just going to be like, instead of like, who's going to commentate tonight? And then I tell them that it's you. They're going to be like, it's not E commentating, is it? And,
right.
You know, because they're like,
so we'll just come back later. It's fine.
Yeah, like we're going to have to.
Right, to make sure everything's working.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. We'll have to get Carolyn in here on her over the weekend, just preparing. Let's see here. We got King, Queen, and then Ace, King. So Sam going to raise this up to 20. Jwin is going to 3-bet. From the early position here, this can definitely get you into some trouble, but I don't mind it too much. He's going to take it up to 80. Going to try to get this through the rest of the players. It is going to get through the button and the blinds. And Sam, once again, is just going to call with a very strong hand. We've seen him do this. I think maybe this is like the 3rd time where he has elected not to raise. Yep. There was the queens, an ace-king previously, and this ace-king.
This ace-king.
Yeah.
And I think he's just going to honestly check fold.
Yeah, which is why you don't always want to do this.
Oh, good. He called it. Okay, he called a small bet. Small bet, good.
Yeah, but he could definitely get put in some similar situations if Jwin takes the line that he did on that previous one with the deuces, right?
I mean,
Sam's going to donk lead this.
That is a line that is pretty common around, I would say, these parts and these stakes where you do the down bet over bet or the down bet pot bet.
Yep.
Because it gets a lot of people that are on the more snug side to fold more frequently than they should be.
Mm-hmm. After piling in a small amount. And
right. Yeah, so you get a little bit more out of them, and then you just dump it on their head.
Yep.
However, this is a really awkward spot for this to happen. And then Sam is just taking it away from him by just betting 2/3 himself. So now it puts Jwin in this awkward spot where he's like, well, I mean, you're clearly not beating anything that he's doing this with. I don't think he just turns like 7-8 into a bluff here.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The only question here is, what does Sam open from under the gun +1 and call a 3-bet, then donk lead here, right? It's like, it's
like all middling pairs.
And like ace king is really the worst.
And
you may not even be thinking about them doing that either, right? You're probably just like, hell, this is like 7s, 8s, 9s, and
right, that's it.
And I can't go all in and get them to fold, even if I'm like credibly repping jacks, queens, kings, and aces, because I was the 3-better.
Because I was a 3-better, so he's uncapped. Yeah. But it's, you can get into that level, but at the end of the day, you're still playing live poker, and if they just have a pair.
Yeah, and your MDF is going to, it dictates that your king queen should probably fold. I just had to put in the
GTO,
nerdy GTO voice. All righty. I hope you're all having a good night here. I know we are.
I just noticed this. The person who was asking, he asked a question earlier, and now he's saying on a scale of 1 to 10, why is Austin poker talent level a 2 out of 10? Because you're in Austin, Ryan. That's why.
Oh, this is one of your buddies just trolling on you a little?
It's Bernard.
Well, what
Yeah,
is
go
going
ahead.
on?
Delete this YouTube account. Go make another one. You're busted.
Busted! He had a different one before.
He has new ones all the time.
Oh. Man, that's what a
any,
life.
Any time that you think it might be someone trolling you, it's just Bernard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will keep that in mind.
Or, I mean, it could be Mike also. Apparently he has like 50 YouTube accounts. Yeah. That's what he said on Monday. He's like, I got like 50 of them. I was like, whoa.
Wow.
Nice.
Why isn't he hitting the like button with them? We're only at 121. How's Big Daddy AA Ron going to drink another one of these delicious beverages?
He probably did.
That's how we got this far.
That's how we got this far.
No, don't shatter my dreams. I felt like we were really doing something real. And now you're telling me it's all a lie. It's all just
all a lie.
Oh, man, it's like that Black Mirror episode where they like live inside the cookie. Oh my god. Have you seen those?
Yes. And like honestly, I was having this conversation maybe 2 weeks ago with someone about that show, about like, man, can you even hypothesize what in the actual hell they're going to come up with next to top what's really going on? How do you do that? It was like House of Cards. Like, they're just like, even if nothing ever happened with Kevin Spacey and that show continued as usual, what the hell were they going to do?
Yeah.
It's all been topped already.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, obviously, like, I get where you're coming from, and I think that there's a certain aspect of that that's cool, or that's applicable. But what's cool about Black Mirror is how well, at least for most of the episodes, they take these concepts that are, like, actually tangible, but that are still also, like, pretty fantastic, right?
Oh, the ones with, like, the futuristic technology, I think, were all my favorite ones. Yeah. They were, like, at least semi-realistic, futuristic technologies.
Yep. Let's get back to some poker here because Taylor has flopped top set, but he's not quite out of the woods yet. Tillman's got a gutter, and we have check over to P. James, who's sitting on ace-king. So a couple of overcards with the backdoor king of hearts. And he has shown some aggression already earlier in the evening. It looks like he's lining up a pretty good-sized bet here, 275.
Yeah. Do it.
Tillman with kind of a nub at this point, 372. I don't expect him to. I mean, unless like, you know.
I think if Taylor calls, you probably just stick it in, right?
Just try to
get it in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess not into it, but I get what you're saying. Like sometimes that's appropriate.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird spots where you're like,
well, and he probably wouldn't have hated that turn either, right? That'd give him up and down.
Sure, yeah, results oriented.
Well, of course. That's how we roll here on TCH Live Thursday.
GTO results.
Okay, so first a check, bet, and a call on the flop. Now Taylor going to go ahead and donk lead out on a very safe turn card. Not too sure how I feel about this one.
Yeah, I don't like it. Mostly because, like, I mean, you're preventing P. James from calling. Like, he cannot call. And that sizing just kind of screams like, I want the rest of your money. I think a bet there does that regardless.
Yeah, any bet.
I would much rather just go check, and then maybe even check again, considering he's got 1K into the 1.6K pot. So, like, you kind of just hope that he goes for it. I mean, I don't think you're getting. I guess I could default back to the $10 bet again, but.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what about the one big blind or the two big blind wager? But
it's $2. Yeah, so $5.
Yeah.
Throw out the $5. Let him call it on the river. I guess then you have to show your hand immediately. Is that worth $5?
Yeah. No, but I do think that they're on the turns. Like, your opponent has already shown that they're willing to bet, right?
They're aggressive, yeah.
Like, just check. You still have top set. And, yeah, sometimes they're going to check it back, and you're going to see a heart peel off, and that's going to suck. But, like, that's not that often, right? 1 in 5? Yeah, and the fact that it could be, like, the 1 in 5 equity that he's got, and he might just barrel again because he's still got nothing, like queen high or something. So, no, I definitely think that.
Yeah, I mean, and then even if you're in the worst case scenario where it is that 1 in 5 where he does hit the flush, and then even after that, you still then have a 1 in 5 of still winning the hand. So, like, I mean, it's, you know.
The things are real. But we didn't get to see it because we had a donk lead of 400, and he just took it down with the top set. And we're already on to the next hand. We got Rick here with a whole lot of nothing and ATX ace high and a gutty.
Better nothing.
Better nothing. And the butter nuffin is going to win.
Butter nothing.
Butter muffin?
Butter muffins.
Butter muffin, better nothing.
What is this?
This is very, very bad. We've got 4 players with single-digit PFRs.
The sub lottie number, yeah. Or lottie line.
Well, you know what? Will the Knit, he's got some company here this evening, but we've actually still had some pretty decent hands. We haven't seen anything too crazy. Right. I would say that was like super exciting. Not like, you know, you run into top 2 into a set or anything quite like that, but
nice.
Well, I'm just trying to put a little perspective on it, you know?
Sure.
We haven't seen anything too big and crazy. But, of course, that was really unfortunate.
All right, I'm gonna go Jack Lottie stack and just go all in, and I'll let you guys know what happens in 15 minutes.
That sounds good. I would look forward to seeing that. Let's see. We got all of the black cards, and there's 2 red ones. First red cards so far. Rick here with the king 4. He's done with it, though. Jay Wynn, ace king in the big blind after a raise to 15, a 3-bet to 50, and a call in between. Jay Wynn is not the kind of guy who's going to go ahead and flat the ace king like our man Sam. He is going to put in a 4-bet.
I was going to say his bet's actually probably going to be pretty hefty. He usually goes with something like a 4x anyway.
Mm-hmm. And then out of position, like,
yep.
Yeah, and you're just going to want to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the cold 4-bet is pretty strong, so you don't necessarily have to go real big, but when you're the first player to act, I definitely agree with that.
I will say that I very much appreciate that his chess clock would not be running so low today. I know that was like a thing that a lot of people had mentioned, and you know, I gave him like a gentleman's warning last week, where I was like, hey man, your chess clock is a lot less than all of ours.
Yeah.
You know, at some point someone's gonna clock you. Like no one ever did, because no like single hand ever got egregious. But I was just like, come on, man, like you can't spend like 3 minutes every hand.
Yeah.
In the tank. But luckily he's a cool dude, and it seems like he's moving a lot faster.
Yeah, very cool dude, and yeah, very calculated. So, I mean,
Sure.
I know that I fall victim to that myself. Of like, all right, I got to work myself down the game tree and like. You know, I got to GTO, MDF this thing, and just kind of get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, you got to do all the things, and then, you know, at the end of the day, I still make the wrong decisions. So,
so you're like, if I just make the decision faster, then maybe I'll make the right one.
It's like it should be a phrase, like go with your gut or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Feels like it should be a phrase.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should patent that. Trademark.
Done.
Yep. Sweet.
Someone lock it up.
All right. ATX here, he's locked up a flush draw. Jay Wynn has a couple of deuces, and Sam has a naked ace. Check, bet a 30. Sam is going to call the 30. That is very interesting. Sam mixing it up here tonight. That's keeping us on our toes.
I was going to say, yeah, you got to have some devious plans for that. I love it.
Back over to Jay Wynn here. He's still just got the pair of 2s, but he's not done with this yet. He's like, maybe both y'all are full of crap. And he's not wrong.
I was going to say, maybe he just knows there's a king on the turn, but it didn't show up.
Nope, but he's actually still ahead.
Yeah.
And he had the best hand on the flop with like 30-some% equity.
Yeah.
And now he's actually got a favorable position with the pair of 2s.
You just got to fade it all, though.
Yeah, well, he got half the way there. But ATX is going to continue. He didn't pick up any additional equity, but 115 into a pot of 155. Jay Wynn going to show the king and lay it down. Like, check this out. I had a king of clubs, bro. Good bet.
I mean,
but it was
7
high. 7 highs. Happy to see a king get folded, you know.
7 high, good.
Yeah. The nizzles. Taking a look at our cumulative winnings, we got Taylor up there at the top. He's picked up over $1,000. That's pretty nice. And we'll continue here on TCH Live Thursday edition. Thank you all for joining us. We are up to 128 likes on the meter. If we could get up to 150, I think I'll settle for 150 to open up another one of these delicious beverages. Do us a favor. Help me out.
As long as it's the Macallan.
The Macallan. I be Macallan.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. No, I did it again earlier, and Carolyn totally just was like yammering away at Seth over here and missed it.
Said I was working or something.
Oh, well, yeah, it would have been the first time in, like, I don't know, tonight. Just kidding. Throwing a little shade at super producer Carolyn, who always does the best job that she can. And no, the best job ever. And it's fantastic stuff. We are happy to put on this show. We're happy to do it.
Listen, I helped
Oh,
earlier.
yeah.
I unplugged and replugged the monitor, okay?
That is
Yeah,
good
I'm sure
work. No, it did work.
It did work.
It made the things happen. And speaking of things working, Tweety Bird Bryson has made a set of 9s work, so far at least. That set of 9s that you made last night didn't work so well, but Tweety Bird's got them.
Yeah, neither did the set of aces.
Yeah, got you both times for half the pot anyways.
Yeah.
Let's see. William the Knit is just going to let go a second pair, though. He's not going to get himself into any trouble. So, results oriented. There you go. You just knit it up and just let go of these reasonably strong hands. Let's see here. Carlo Aravallo saying, "Aw, William the Knit doesn't have his sweater on." The bit that John put together of him folding. Caitlin took some footage last night from from the game and put together the little bit of Will the Knit folding, and he was wearing this amazing sweater. God awful. Yeah, I mean it was clearly knit by some like
amazingly awful.
Yes, exactly. And it was perfect. P. James is looking down at a couple of aces. Those have been making the rounds tonight.
Is it bad that I'm pretty sure I have like a very similar sweater in black?
Why do you not have it with you? No. Yeah,
his
was
right.
a burnt
it's
orange.
Just awful.
Yeah,
in black it's just awful.
I don't know. I'd need to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd give it the seal of disapproval if I saw it, maybe. Sam here, he's going to flop open ender. Things could get spicy.
With the backdoor flush draw, too.
Yeah. James here with the initiative. And first to act, he's going to go ahead and fire out. Continuation bet of 40.
Okay.
So same bet as pre-flop. Quick call from Sam. Going to pair up his jack here on the turn. Probably not what he was looking for, but might not hate this. Wow, interesting. James going to slow down here. The jack, he feels perhaps, oh my good lord, look at that run out. I don't actually mind necessarily checking back that turn, just for the fact that if your opponent is on Broadway cards, like things have just gotten a little bit weird for you, and even if you're still ahead, something like a jack queen or something could have a lot of equity against you, so maybe just keep the pot small. But another jack on the turn, my goodness, Sam is just running good here. Bet of 125 here.
Then P. James leads in. He is not going to be excited about what's happening.
No, he's really not. So 125 going for value in his mind, and then gets raised to 400.
He's just not running well.
No. And what do you beat here, right? Like
nothing. Literally. There's nothing. There's nothing that he raises with that he has.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't think he's ever going to raise this with king queen or what. You know what I mean? Like, he's just going to call and take the money.
Yeah. So does the fact that he doesn't have the ace of clubs factor in there? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his thought process level is there. But like, there's maybe like some weird world where it's just like.
I think that might have been a frustration call, maybe.
Well, sure. When you have aces and you're like, this dude's raising me. I got aces, bro. Like, no, I don't lose with ace. Oh, I do lose with aces. But I had to find out, and I had to find out the hard way, and he did.
At least he'll sleep tonight, you know?
Maybe. We'll see. We'll have to get an update on that later. We'll be like, so, how well did you sleep last night after you paid off that river bet?
Perfect.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a dealer change bomb pot, 4-card variety. So Bryson, he's going to sit this one out. It looks like ATX. He's in our friend in the 9th seat. He's walking off to the restroom, something like that. So we're going to go 4 cards here. See what we can get done. Let's see here. Nick from Yuma asking for just the tip. Let's see. We'll get that in. Let's see. What's a good topic for just the tip tonight? Help us out here in the chat. What's a good just the tip topic for this evening? And we'll see what we can do. As we're going to get, is that Jordan in the box? To get Jordan settled in here, he's going to go ahead and collect all of these antes, and we're going to go ahead and pitch some cards and move into the last, what do we got here, hour and 20 minutes of the program.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, so we're happy that you're all here. We hope that you are enjoying yourselves, staying happy and healthy there at home, watching yourself this fine poker program, and if you would, help us out, hit that like button. I am just about to the bottom of my beverage, and we're 11 likes away from me getting to strap on a McCollin or Sailor Jerry, Jim Beam, something of that nature. And every time I say that, I get a good, just hearty giggle out of Carolyn over there. So that's why I'm doing it. We do it for the giggles, people. I don't actually think it's pronounced that way. All right. Dante, he's flopped a set here, set of 4s.
Yeah, I think it might be French, maybe Gigles.
Ooh, the McCollin.
For the Gigles.
Oh man!
All right, it looks like we might have some amount of real hands here. Dante has looks like the bottom set. Jay Wynn has a gutter and a flush draw. ATX has an overpair with a bad flush draw, and it looks like Will the Net had what looked like a good PLO starting hand. I think, I don't know. King Queen 10 9 1 suit. I don't know.
No, it's not
good.
It's not terrible, but
yeah. See, I don't know how to play this damn game.
Yeah. Well, if you fold up the top 2 cards and just eat them, then you're left with the other 2 cards that can sometimes do things. But you have to approach it in that manner. Let's see here. What's going to happen? Jay Wynn is going to call a $45 bet from Sam. We don't know what Sam's got, so maybe we'll go Jack Links on this one. Tillman's coming along with another Jack Links. No, he's got the, I don't know, what's another jerky brand that we can promote? Trader Joe's. I don't know. Oh, shit. No. As soon as I start talking about it, then his hand shows up.
Yep.
And he's got top and bottom pair with a backdoor nut diamonds. My goodness, are we going 5 ways to a turn on this board? We are.
Ooh, that's a juicy one.
Do you need to change your drawers?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, different thing. Okay. Yes, it is the juicy one because we've got ourselves a straight for Sam now. Jay Wynn's still looking for the nut clubberinos. Dante still with the set of 4s, and he is in real bad shape now. He blocks his own out, too, with that 8.
Yep.
And Taylor here. Oh, how did I even miss Taylor? He's got the set of 5s, so.
Right. That's what it was like we got a set of 4s, we got a set of 5s. We have Jay Wynn still has the nut flush draw. So I mean it's such a weird spot. You know, Sam it was the one who opened with the mystery hand, and he just had the 6-7, which makes total sense to bet into everybody with it.
Yep, flop the nizzles, and somehow still has the best hand by the river.
Wow.
That doesn't happen in PLO too often. You
right.
Flop the nut straight with a flush draw on board and like just run out, okay?
Right.
And he is going to check now, though. So I guess he's like, I guess I lose to 7-9. So check? I don't know. That's sort of bizarre. I think I'd go for another small bet there.
I think you could probably discuss whether you're going to do a small bet or a check raise, you know, or just like small bet raise or something like that. But maybe you're not supposed to raise.
I think that's
man.
I think that's a GTO nightmare of raising with a second nut there.
I mean, it's a GTO nightmare simply because I don't know how the hell to play this game. Like, I'd be like, well, I had a set. If I was either one of those players, I'd be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like, I had a set, he had a straight, this sucks.
Yeah, well, it did suck for the sets because they didn't win, but Sam is going to take that one down with his flopped straight that stayed good. All right, we got ATX Poker, our boy John here saying, I have a serious question, super ethereal. Would E and or, I'm going to put an or in there, or Aaron, ever consider doing poker coaching? I've heard multiple people ask about this specific topic. Yeah, what do you think? Have you ever done coaching?
Yeah, I'm still doing it currently for a couple of people, mostly people who are playing like either 1-2 or 2-5 live. I'm also on the Coach E side with someone currently, and I kind of frankly think I'll always will be.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked learning like my entire life, and when more learning equates to literally making more money, I want to do that.
Yep.
You know, so until I, you know, start ascending through the ranks of, you know, actually becoming like a world-class player, I don't think I'll settle. but it just takes time.
Well, and I think even if you do actually make it to the upper echelons, like settling isn't an option, or you won't be there for very long.
It's
right?
true. The game changes so much all the time.
Yeah. Wow. So here's a couple of black aces for ATX.
I didn't really seriously take up cash games until they
Oh.
were playing tournaments because of the virus.
Yeah, Seth is my first customer.
I'm too what?
Why do I like
Too
tournaments?
busy.
Well, it's just a competitive.
I think that's a jab. I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I don't. I don't know what that was like. I guess I'm busy.
Oh boy.
Well, what's the point though? You know, that way I can do other things.
In a cash game, you're always like 100.
All right. So ATX's found himself a customer in Tillman with the ace deuce of hearts, and that is not the flop that Tillman was looking for here. ATX probably feels okay about it. It's not great, but he's got ace of spades as some backup if he needs it. He's going to line up a bet, and Tillman's going to run for the exit. So that's a small pot one for aces, but a pot one nonetheless.
Different than what you see in
As we continue here, so so I can answer that question as well. So I am open to it, I think, in principle, but I haven't really put in the thought of what like a structured kind of program or whatever would look like. I think that in terms of just like sitting down with friends or somebody that you know as sort of an acquaintance or whatever, and just talking through like what is it that you know about poker? Where do you fit in yourself? Like if you were to describe yourself, you know, and going through that sort of thing, just kind of fleshing out where a person is at, and then you can just kind of go from there, right?
For sure. I mean, those are definitely some questions that you have to ask first. The other one that I like to ask is, you know, what are your goals? What are you hoping to accomplish from coaching? And, you know, one of them said, like, I need to learn how to play pocket jacks. And I was like, this is not for you, man. This is not for you.
Yeah.
That is not what we do here. You know, like, I'm not gonna be like this is the perfect GTO MDF way to play jacks. You know, like, in all positions. No, that's not it, man. Like, you know, a lot of it, you know, playing 1-2 and 2-5 is like, I joke around about it, but like it is a lot of like, well, this guy like bet half pot on the river, and I wasn't sure what to do, and I was like, rip your damn cards in half and put them in the muck. Because they just have it, like nearly every time, and I get it that you're going to be overfolding. It's fine, man. You're playing the live, you know, lower stake game. They have it. It sucks, but they have it. It's just simple stuff like that. Simple things that like you're just like but man, like I have aces and like I call them. You know, like it's literally those type of hands where like, well, how often does he have a jack there? I'm like, well, he bet, so a lot. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so that's a very situational approach.
Of course. Yeah.
And I think that can be very helpful to a lot of players. But I also think that the situational approach is how a lot of sort of, let's call them like beginner to intermediate players, like think about the game. And there's a ton of just like stuff that I just had to learn on the fly personally.
Of course.
Because I didn't have like a structured learning environment or whatever to flesh this all out. It just kind of like, okay, sit down at the table and be like sort of shaking in my little boots here, like terrified of what's happening until I finally get some confidence and understand, you know, oh, I did this a bunch of times and I'm an idiot and I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yep.
And finally sort of work things out to the point where there's a much greater understanding for the game. And yeah, like where along that journey different people are is like, okay, so we can narrow it down to that. And then it's like, what's the little like world view that you have around that position, right? Like you can't go up and start talking about, you know, range advantage, nut advantage, all that stuff quite yet. You know, you kind of got to understand like where people are at. So I don't know. I'm definitely open to it. I think it could be fun. But there's also an aspect of it that's like, well, how much time would I want to allocate to doing that, and how would that affect my ability to play, and all those other things? So.
I mean, to me, sometimes it helps reinforce the stuff that I already know. So it kind of has an added benefit of like kind of doubling down on some things. Once you get kind of, as I think you were starting to allude to, is like once you get to the point where you're like, okay, well, if everyone just has it, but then like everyone suddenly gets on the level of thinking that everyone has it, well then by that logic you should start bluffing more on rivers because everyone just assumes you have it.
Yep.
But then you have to start understanding blockers and like you were saying, actual use of nut advantage and things like that, and unblockers, which, my God, like might be the most important part of bluffing is unblocking.
Yeah, certainly.
At least in my opinion.
Very significant aspect of things. Let's see here. We've got some limping happening. Not sure how I feel about this, but
Hate it. Hate it all. Punish him. Somebody. Anybody. William. Yes.
yeah,
He'll punish him.
Will is. He's going to step up to the plate, put on his punishing sweater, his doppel knopping, whatever that is. I'm still very confused and very curious about what that is. But I feel like, yeah, no idea. But he's got queens. He's got a couple of ladies. This is actually kind of a small little raise, too. I think I would have liked, after a limp. 4 limps in front of me. I think I might go a little bit more than 35, but he is going to go 35 and instantly going to get 3-bet to 125 by Tweety Bird Bryson on the button.
I would say that's ambitious.
Yeah, I think that's right. But he's going to see if he can get it through. We also haven't changed Bryson's name yet tonight. What are we? What's your next take? Have you thought about it at all?
I have not.
No?
Not
Okay.
even for a second.
Sai?
I don't think there's a lot of. Do we have a lot of crossover?
I know. I was like, yeah, we're just gonna
we have a
we're
lot-
gonna make him pretend.
Do we have a lot of Duck Dynasty crossover in the chat?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We're not tagging Seth in. But Tweety Bird Bryson, he has flopped the best of this, and Will has picked up a diamond draw, though. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe we can think of something. I have been totally out to lunch on that. Have not been putting any thought into it, but maybe we can get a good one. 8 of clubs here on the end. That means that Bryson has the best hand. Is Will going to lead at this?
It looks like he is. Is this going to be the much famed Lottie bluff?
But what ace folds?
Whoa.
What ace folds? I mean, if you're bluffing, you got to be targeting an ace, and that's dangerous. 420. Will is channeling his
Just
inner pothead.
Flip over the Queen of Diamonds. Maybe that would work. I don't think this bet it would work.
Will bets.
See,
Bryson 3-bets. Will calls. Then check, bet, call,
yeah, check, call, check.
And a lead of 420. Clearly turning the queens into a bluff.
Like he's trying to rep the
Wow.
flush here, right? So he's saying like, maybe I have ace king, ace queen, ace jack of diamonds. Maybe I have king queen of diamonds, something like that. But honestly, like those are all the hands he has. And I mean, given that he check called and then checked again on the turn, he's playing it, I think, like he would play a flush. But that bet just looks so wild. Like, I'm with you, though. I mean, if I have an ace, I just call and move on, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not against Lottie, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, see, Lottie heard you talking about, well, he bets on the river, he's always got it, and especially Will. But, I mean, credit to Bryson. He hasn't folded this hand. He's not of the E camp of just like, nope, he's betting on the river, he's got to have it. He's thinking about this. And I'm rooting for a call, honestly. Not because I want Will to lose, but because, like, Will's going for it here, and Bryson is going to, like, maybe look him up.
Like, what makes it so awkward is that he bet 420 out of his, like, 1K.
Yeah.
So it's
it's a
like-
pot-sized bet.
No, I
mean,
get it.
you
It's
know.
just, it's awkward.
Yeah.
Because, like, then you're like, okay, well, he's definitely betting and not folding if I jam. At least that's what it's perceived.
Does Will look less comfortable to you?
Did he say clock?
Ooh, Will.
That was
call
fast.
on the clock.
That seemed fast, but all right.
Yeah, for the player in the hand to call. Oh, he got it through. Wow. Oh man. Will pulling out all the stops, putting in the bluff with pair of queens, queen of diamonds, and gets it through. Convinces Bryson to let it go after he calls the clock on him. My goodness, Will,
Yeah.
he's a beast.
Yikes, man.
Yeah, he's like, I'll fold until I don't, and then when I don't, I'm coming at you with a baseball bat.
Oh, shit. So John is asking, do you think people make the mistake of focusing on small data one-off situations? Obviously. Yeah, I think that's a huge leak in everybody's game. Is they're like, well, this one hand happened, or they see like one session, of somebody's play, or they see someone play on the stream one time, and they're like, oh, I know everything I need to know about that guy. He played 70 hands. Like, that's all I ever need to know.
Yeah.
And I think that's obviously a huge mistake. Steven in the chat, missed you while I was in town last week. Had to settle for taking E's money. Yeah, I mean, everyone has some of it, man.
What's up, Steven? Yeah, man, I missed getting together with you guys. Would have loved to go get some delicious barbecue. I've now missed out on 2 barbecue trips with y'all, but we'll make it happen another time. I'm sure you'll be back.
Yeah,
Hope you guys had a good time.
I like it. He's trying to needle me without telling everyone what happened, where he just like binked I think it was a 6-outer on the river in like this like 6K pot.
Yeah,
well, I soul read him, called him down with ace high, and he like was just blasting off with 5-4 and just happened to hit a 4 on the river.
Wow.
And I was like, damn it, man.
Gotcha.
I had him good.
You
I was
did.
like, I had him dead to rights. Your hand was in the jar, and you found a little cookie at the bottom. Like,
yeah, well, I
bitch.
think it's been well established that Mr. Delivery is just a giant luck box. Like,
Oh, I mean, yeah, he'll tell you.
well,
He's just like, yeah, man.
I told him, and that's why he tells other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you definitely had to have been like at least the 30th person to tell him. At least, like everyone, every time I saw him at a table, they're just like, God, you're so lucky. I'm like, usually when people say that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I'm like, nah, you really are, dude. Like, holy hell.
Yeah, watching
You know?
the first round of streams when he first came out, and then
Yeah.
the second time around. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This is
mean,
wild, man. I was like, yeah, sure.
sell your soul or you suck something off and, down the underworld. That'll happen for you.
It's true.
Yeah. Let's see. We are 3 likes away from me getting to open one of these delicious little airplane bottles of beverage, or maybe just cracking into the bottle of Macallan. Let's see here. Who can help us get across the line? Steven, have you hit the like button yet? If you haven't, help me out, brother. That Macallan didn't quite get. Oh, there's a little. She got a little smile. The giggle kind of. I had to work for that one. Maybe that bit's running its course, and it's just not funny anymore. But Sam here, he's got top pair. A couple of kings with a jack kicker. Jay Wynn has the old Doyle Brunson 10 Dewey suited variety. He's got a flush draw. He ain't going anywhere. He's going to bet 60 bucks. Hey, there we go. 151 likes. It's time to get crazy. Do I actually have anything to pour this into? No, I don't
Your
think I
mouth.
do. I
What
think,
are you
yeah.
talking
Just
about?
swigs right out of the bottle.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I could do that, or I could let you hold down the fort. I'll go run and grab a cup
Sure.
really quick. I will be right back, people.
Sure. What a sick card on the turn here, for sure. Sam turning the top two pair. Jaywin now improving his flush draw to a gut shot as well.
Just don't go looking for more because I don't have it.
Checks back. Okay, interesting. Sam going to lead out 100 into the 230, trying to get some kind of call here. Clearly targeting something like a 9. I think I might have just liked to check there, though.
From Sam?
Yeah, maybe just give J1 a chance to just take a shot at it, you know?
Yeah, because it was check on the turn.
Yeah, check on the turn. Even though, like, J-Win improved with the gutter ball to improve with his flush draw.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but if your opponent does have a 9, they're checking every day. They might even just check a jack, but you can maybe get 100 of value out of a jack.
Maybe, yeah.
Like that.
Maybe a jack.
You block it, but so there's only a couple jacks out there. But you know,
Yeah.
I think that's like kind of one of those ones where you're on the edge of like.
Yeah, kind of damned if you do.
Yeah.
Damned if you don't.
Sometimes they have the flush draw. Sometimes they have a jack or a 9, and
Sometimes they just have it.
sometimes they just have.
Case in
it.
point, he bet on the river. He had it.
He had it. it was had. All right. I've got some Macallan in front of me. I'm going to say it correctly from here on out.
How old is it? Doesn't have a year printed on it. That's not a good sign.
Well, it's a double cask. They put it in one cask, then they took it out and they put it in another one. Or do you think it's a cask inside of a cask?
Caskception?
It's cask. Exactly. Russian dolls, you got to open one cask and then you get into the next one. You're like, how many do I have to go through before this works?
Yeah.
But I had to go through one cap, and now it's working. So, super producer Carolyn, she's going to read some numbers and letters, and she's going to find out all of the things. Let's see here. What do we got going on? I see my name in bold. JTX Poker. Should be rooting for Jack 9 offsuit. Oh,
Jeez.
Are we?
Aaron, you're drunk.
Excuse me? Words are hard, man.
Yeah, you're just drunk now. That's it.
I haven't even had any of the Macallan.
One shiner, a sip of Macallan, you're done.
No, just a
you're
sniff.
Done.
I've only
sniffed it. Wow. Even worse.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
You got into the hand sanitizer, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. Good read. Good read.
All right. Oh,
it came in a box.
It does have a box.
It did come in a box.
And it says all the same things on the box that it says on the bottle.
All right, we got Cameron here leading out on, or excuse me, calling the bet on the Taylor's bet on the turn.
Yeah, top.
Strange spot.
2 pair. Yeah, we must have a river here, and we're trying to figure things out, would be my guess. And the action tracker just not caught up yet, perhaps. Indeed, we have a 10 of clubs here, and I believe that Taylor has led out here with his 5 high
Great.
for 55. Look at those tiny little bets, though.
Yeah. Taylor, whenever you get back to this, man, I want you to bet some more. Just bet higher numbers. I promise you'll have some better results. You may lose more money, like in the short run, but because he has kind of run into it a little bit. But
yeah, he also has a hand that he doesn't really want to bet with, though, at all, right? He's got a pair of fives there.
Agree with that for sure. The times where he is choosing to bet, I mean, you just got to bet more. If you're going to rep the thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to have it, then you need to rep the it appropriately.
Right.
Yep.
The problem is, like, you know, when Taylor makes that bet here and you default to my line of thinking of, like, well, what does he have here when he bets, you know, a quarter pot or whatever on the river? Like, well, you have ace-jack, so you kind of have it. You know?
Yeah.
But
and you can raise with no fear.
Right. So then it, you know, kind of changes the way you have to think about it. But similar to, you know, what I've actually taught people about game theory is that, man, it is a baseline understanding. You are supposed to deviate. You know what I mean? And GTO is the moldable thing, you know? It does change as things change. Variable change. It happens. So you must adjust.
You must adjust. Hashtag.
Hashtag adjust.
Yeah. No, that's, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. For every step down the game tree you go, you know, things are changing, and it's like, well, now you made it to here, so how are you going to balance your bluffs and all that? I mean, it obviously gets super technical, but
balance.
Yeah. Who does that? William doesn't.
Yeah,
He's going to fold the 8 deuce.
All right, real question. Who is the most balanced player that, like, plays on Mondays?
On Mondays?
Sure.
The most balanced.
I'm only saying on Mondays because I'm operating under the assumption that at least from the stuff that I've watched and played in these 2-5s and the old 1-3 game and stuff, like, there was not a lot of balance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would actually have a very good answer for that, but what I will say is that I think Chaz balances his aggressiveness and his ability to attack in various opportunities, like in different positions, like different situations, in a way that I find to be the most entertaining and the most, like,
definitely
poker,
the most entertaining.
and the most, like, poker savvy way.
Okay.
So I think Chaz, I think he's got it.
He definitely usually has it. That's the problem. That is the damn problem, man.
Oh, man.
He just keeps having it.
Yeah, who does that all the time?
I know what's going to happen at some point. I'm going to run, like, some sort of unbelievable Greek god. and it's going to be unreal.
Like with those little, like the little wings on the shoes, right?
Yeah.
That's how it looks,
I'm just going to run up the ladder, run up the stairs of just all the profit. Just take everyone's. I'm going to clear a table one night, and I just hope it's not like when I come in like a meetup game and just like clear a 1-2 table. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I need to save that for something good.
Do you think that's how it works? Do you get one? You get one, and you like cash in your coupon at the counter. You're like, I will use my one time, please.
I think. As far as a one-time, absolutely, you get one. That's definitely like that's science. That's just science, bro. That's it. But no, I mean, as far as like, kind of balancing, the run bads with the run goods. Like when you just have an extended period of like, I kind of got coolered. I'm kind of running bad. I'm kind of playing a little bad. You just get your head back on your back on your shoulders straight and. My God, man, when you play well and run well, it is like the most unfair thing. It seems like you're cheating,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I know that obviously over the course of time, it'll all balance itself out. So I'm just hoping that it's just one night of just like obliterating people.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be cool to do it on the stream so that everyone can see that I don't just lose, $5K a week every week. But, I'll take it or leave it. I'll take it anywhere, honestly.
Yeah. We could play some 10 cent, 20 cent. I got the first small blind right here.
I don't have enough to post. I went broke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's broke. I took all of his e-coins. Let's see here. What do we got going on? We got Jay Wynn with the best of it. Ace high over here. Rick with an up and downer. Bricked out his backdoor spade draw, but he is going to bet. After we went check on the flop. So Rick going to lead out here 65, 280 behind. It looks like he may have just a little bit more than that, or maybe that is exactly 280 back then.
The stacks might be a little small.
Yeah. But Jay Wynn here with just ace high. He is done with it.
He almost looked pained to fold that right there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he might have,
yeah, maybe
genuinely believed that he had the best hand, and he was correct.
Could have just sniffed it out there.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Tweety fell below William. Someone go tell him.
Yeah. Tweety Bird Bryson, he is 19% below Will Lottie. Yeah, he might have to get out some dollar bills. Although Will didn't take him up on the wager, but we'll see how things shake out here. Let's see here. What do we got here in the chat?
Oh, you're talking about that ace-4 bluff. Yeah, that might have been the most psychotic bluff I've ever seen, and somehow it worked. Got it. That's way too complicated to try to explain the whole hand, but like, ended up being this like, I don't know, something like an $8,000 pot, like right after the stream went off, where Mr. Delivery just like triple barreled with ace-4 suited on like, it was like ace-4 of spades on like a queen jack 10-9-6 3 diamond board.
Wow.
And just like barreled it down. His opponent folded a set of 10s and showed them. And I reached over, grabbed my chips, and I was just like, I call, give me his hand.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you guys, I'm not showing. You got to tip the dealer a bunch. So like they tipped the dealer like $30, and then he showed ace-4 suited, and I was like, yeah, man, I don't know what just happened.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I think the guy just like, I don't know. It was one of those like I think he just couldn't disassociate the chips and money, and got nervous.
Yeah.
His opponent just had like, ace king or something, and
yeah, he's got to have it.
Yeah.
He went to the E School of Poker Thought, and he's got it.
Oh, nice. John coming in clutch, 99 cents for E's buy-in. I got 5 bigs.
Oh,
what's
man,
up?
You do. You got more than me now. What am I supposed to do?
I think I got some lint.
Oh, perfect. I do have one full big blind here, and I found the other dime on the floor. There's just like change on the floor in here. I was like, dude,
oh, yeah?
Score.
Sick.
Well, that's where the 20 cents that I have here came from, but I definitely laid claim to it, so you're going to have to beat me for it.
I got a swing line stapler.
Ooh. All right, we're going to do some back alley nipple piercings later. Here's a set of 10s. Do you think Rick is going to fold these?
Oh, that was my
nipple.
That was it right there.
Jesus,
We're good.
Bro,
We're good.
the blood is everywhere.
It is everywhere. Let's see. I think with the 3-bet call, he definitely has a lot of jacks and 10s, some amount of queens, as far as like the sets are concerned.
Jack X of spades.
Yeah, probably doesn't have ace king a lot. Could be like ace queen, ace of spades. I wouldn't hate that.
A lot of hands that J-Win is not beating.
Yes. I don't
And
think
just a few that he is, and those have a ton of equity.
Right. I'm not a huge fan here.
Yeah, J-Win, though, I mean...
And it's an overbet? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it was
Not huge, but, I mean, it's worth noting. You know, it wasn't like he went all in 300 into 500 or something. That's a way different conversation. When you're talking about getting worse than 2-1 when there's just no, like in the best case scenario, like all right, let's start there. What's the best case scenario for J-Win? His opponent has like pocket nines,
Sure.
like, and that's like the worst hand that Rick would probably have here. I don't think he's gonna ever shove that hand here, but let's say he does. He's just like, I got nines with a spade.
Or like Jack
Whatever.
9. You know,
Whatever.
like Jack 9
Sure,
of hearts or something.
Jack 9 of hearts, sure.
Which is probably unlikely to take this line, but sure.
Sure, so let's just say it's that.
Then you're in really good shape against that.
Then you're in good shape. But
what about Jack 9 of spades?
if we have to, right, we're having to be
King
like
Jack of spades.
very creative to come up with a hand that he's ahead of currently. There's no hand that he is like flipping with, right? That I'm not thinking of.
Um,
I don't think so.
not really.
Like if his opponent just has Jack 10, what does that look like?
Jack 10, I mean, he's still way behind, right?
I think that's like a 60-40 or something.
Maybe 60.
I guess he doesn't have any
Probably
spades either.
yeah, probably
I don't know,
65,
man.
35
That was
or
weird.
He's going to let it go, though.
Yeah, I think it's a good fold.
I do think so as well. So, yeah, because Rick hasn't been doing a whole lot. He's sort of slowly chipped down over the course of the evening, and this is like the first time that he's
Yeah.
just been like all in, right? And
Well,
like,
yeah, except for when he thought he had a straight flush.
oh, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Way to just bring that one back, rub it in his face like the old.
Well, I mean, that sucks, man. It does.
No, it does. It definitely does.
That just sucks.
Yeah, flush straight, no good.
All right, so we got here. Yeah, tip the dealer. I'll show. That's classy. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. I hope the run good happens in Vegas. I mean, I kind of do too. I could use some more Berkey's money. That sounds good.
Some more? You got a piece?
Yeah.
Wait, you won?
Yeah, the last time that they were all here
Nice.
in town, I played with them for like 4 straight days, I think. It was like him and Chen and Landon. Mostly just him and Chen. I think Landon was like in and out. And at the beginning, I was kind of just like, yeah, you know, man, I'm definitely like obviously a huge dog in this game because, I mean, you guys are who you are. But I'm willing to like lose a few big blinds an hour to learn, network, have a good time. And I think that's how this whole conversation started, honestly. But then, you know, luckily 4 days later, you know, I think I was up like, shot in the dark, like 18, 20K on the week or something.
Nice.
But he was like, he found a way to fucking needle me. He was like, you know, you should be up like a lot more money. And I was like, I hate you, man. Like, can't you just give me this one? Just be like, hey, man, nice playing with you, and like, we'll chat soon and blah. No, you gotta be like, well, yeah, you should be up a lot more. I'm like, thanks, man.
It's like your bet sizing sucks.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, man. Nice. Well,
Then we
cool.
got, let's see, what's continuation shove percentage? Fuck, is that 0? Good lord, man. I have 2,000 big blinds most of the time.
yeah.
So I would say very close to 0.
Yeah. When that's happening, then a whole lot of things have happened pre-flop. Maybe like 5 bets, 6 bets.
Have we seen a 6-bet pre?
I don't know that I've seen one of those in a hot minute. I know I've seen them before, but
I've seen a flop 5-bet not too long ago.
a flop 5 bet.
Yeah, it was a
I don't
five-
think
it was a-
I've seen
It was
one
a
of those.
5-bet shove.
Wow. That's pretty spicy.
It was a single raised pot, and then it was a 5-bet on the flop.
My goodness.
Yeah. I mean, I had a turn 4-bet. Yeah, turn 4-bet against Berkey.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah, we both
It's
we both had nuts. That sucked.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Checks out.
I had the flush free roll though, but we missed.
What?
Because you know,
Because, you know, you don't run like Jesus.
I don't run like an average person for sure.
You need those little winged shoes, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. You got to get those. Got to get those going on. Alrighty. What do we got going on here? We got ace king.
Some sixes. All the
a
sixes,
lot of
actually.
sixes.
All
Yeah.
of the sixes.
So 6 on the flop. That means something's gone terribly, terribly wrong.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's gonna be like 4, 5, 9. That's my guess.
A couple of spades.
4, 5, 9 with a spade.
A spade?
1 spade.
Okay, we'll see if the prognostication comes true. But first, we actually need to get to a flop. As
fair.
we're
We
going to
may
have
not.
ATX muck the sixes. Sam
we
will
are,
follow
we are
suit.
probably not seeing a flop then.
And Taylor's done with it as well. So, yep, there you go.
We need to go back 15 minutes and ask Jordan to run that one out real quick.
Yeah, just rabbit hunt that for us. Yeah, Taylor's still sitting up at the top of the standings there, up 1.1K. And, yeah, we haven't seen anything totally crazy. We did have the flush over flush. That was probably our biggest pot of the night. Question
so.
mark? I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was roughly this much.
ATX Poker says they're called Nikes, lol. Well, I think he needs more than Nikes to really go full Jesus mode like he was talking about.
Yeah, I really do. You guys got any tips for that?
Tips? Just the tips? Yeah. Let's see. Did we actually talk about just the tip? Did somebody have?
No,
What
no,
did
no.
we
I
talk
don't think
about?
anybody really threw up any ideas.
I thought I saw. Oh, Carolyn's got just a tip. That I should put some forethought into. Oh, well, that's just crazy. Who would do something like that? Carolyn, super producer Carolyn, throwing me under the bus as usual. So that's what she's here for. She says. No, you're absolutely right. And next time I will be more prepared. I will have a just the tip
I'm here for it. Yeah.
for all of y'all, and Carolyn can suck it. What did you say? She takes it all back. She wants me to be just as freewheeling and dealing as I am. Live my best life, you know? That's what we do here on TCH Live. So Taylor here is going to bet 125. That's a pretty good sizable bet here with pretty much no equity. He's just trying to get this one through, I guess. Raise pre-flop. He's just going to see if he can take it down. But ATX not going anywhere yet. Turned queen, and that was about the fastest check back this side of the Mississippi I've ever seen. Does the ace on the end change things, though? I can't imagine ATX does anything other than check. Maybe a small block bet, but even that's sort of ambitious. He is going to check, and now Taylor.
Well, I think I can definitively say this is like the worst hand he could show up with. So,
Yeah.
And the ace is obviously very much better for him than it is for ATX.
Yep.
And now he's going to think about that for a little while.
Yeah, so front door spades miss, which is a good thing for having eights with no spade, for considering bluff catching. But of course, yeah, a queen and an ace peeling off. Your opponent didn't bet the queen, right? So,
Correct.
like, just snap check that back. So, okay, probably doesn't have a queen.
Probably doesn't have a queen.
But now this ace, he bets 250. Oof, he's going to show it.
Ooh,
and
now you got to show back.
muck it.
Show back for sure.
He
Yes,
does.
sir.
He does.
Yes, sir.
All right, lays down the eights, and Taylor gets that one through with the jack high. Interesting. What do you think about that? How about just the tip right here? When someone acts so quickly that they haven't even had time to register what has occurred on the board, okay, so if it's just the tip, then I'm going to start. So when I see a player do something that is so instantaneous, it almost always is a bluff. Super producer Carolyn agrees, and we'll get E's take on this, but like the flop is, you know, just whatever, and maybe it's like a check and a bet or something, and then a call, and then like or a bet and a call, and then like before the turn has even like had time to like register, like what did that do to the texture and how have things gone, and they've already just like splashed chips out in front of them. It's like, how could you have something, right? Like only a set is just like so confident that you're just like ready to blast, and then are you really just going to want to take that kind of like crazy approach of just like flashing chips out there every time? I don't know.
So
That's my take.
I think it depends on whether it's a snap bet or a snap check.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking more about a bet
Okay.
in terms of like whether or not it translates into being value or bluff. When they snap do something, it tends to be a bluff.
I think that. I mean, obviously, it's all player dependent. However, I think if you're just playing in like your average card room in one of these type of like 1, 2, 2, 5 games, yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, the snap check. I mean, there can be tons of times where it's like I'm checking 100% of my range, so just check like whatever or whatever. Those different scenarios might be.
Now, when you get to the point of, you're playing like 10 and a quarter with a bunch of killers and like
10 cent, 25 cent?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
and
continue.
then you have people who are like knowingly using their tells as an advantage for themselves to try to manipulate you into thinking that they're showing their tell when they're not, but they are, but they're not.
Wow.
Like it's one of those weird things where they like, like, I mean, I've seen Bonner, like I was talking about on Monday, where his neck just vibrates. I think we've all seen it at one point or another.
Okay.
Where like, man, it doesn't matter whether he has it or doesn't have it. His neck will just start vibrating. And so what he'll do is he'll use that and then like kind of play into whatever they seem to think.
Okay.
If he does have it, he'll play, like, oh, yeah, you're right, I've got it, you should just fold, et cetera, et cetera. And like, but,
The old double reverse
yeah,
psychology.
the old super double mega quadruple reverse or whatever.
Yeah, the reach around reverse. Yeah, that one.
Right, yeah, whatever.
Yep.
And then, so that'll happen. And then vice versa, when they think he doesn't have it and he really doesn't have it, then he'll try to talk them into it the other way, just whatever he thinks is going to work. But then they think that he's, like, full of it because he's just, like, his neck is just vibrating. So it's just, like, he keeps making it work, and it's really hilarious to watch.
Nice.
Man, we just got lit up.
We did, man. People blasting off here. Thank you, guys. First, starting off the domino effect, we got V dropping the Jack 9 suited bluff is still worthy. $2.99 super chat.
There you go.
ATX Poker, who had dropped us the old 99-cent, a couple of big blinds for boy E over here earlier. He's dropping a $4.99 super chat, saying bravo. Appreciate that very much. Thank you. We got another 99-cent with is that like a moldy banana? What? I was hovering my mouse over it, and it like blurs out the side, so it looked kind of like a moldy banana.
Oh, I see, yeah. That's pretty great.
Anyways, thank you guys very much. We really appreciate that. I was going to say something, and then there's also a pair of kings here that's winning this hand, so that's something that we should have said something about. But, God, what was it? JTN 1968 had asked, what are some of your favorite restaurants in Denver? And I have a really, really good answer for this, because my favorite of all time is the New Saigon. They are a longtime fixture of Denver over in the Little Saigon area of town, and my goodness, they have the best Vietnamese food that you can get anywhere, at least as far as I've had. I go there every time I'm in town. I get, I mean, there's a dozen dishes on there that I get religiously, and I kind of like bounce around. And they have probably like 80 different things that you can order, if not more. So there's a tons of things that I haven't even tried. But a lot of the sort of sauces and everything are sort of similar between dishes. But my goodness, if nobody has been to the New Saigon in Denver, you got to go check it out. They are amazing. I also just discovered another Vietnamese place. That's my favorite food, by the way. So that's why I always know about good Vietnamese. Another really cool place, a banh mi shop, that makes incredible banh mi's, and they're super affordable. I would butcher the name trying to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try, but maybe I'll type it into the chat or something. You like Vietnamese food? South Asian food?
I do.
Yeah.
I like a lot of different kind of Asian foods. I mean, sushi's my favorite by a lot, and it's been kind of hell because I can't eat it during this weight loss bet, so.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice.
I just ate some. I have some right here, actually. I'm going to eat it slowly in front of you.
I think Seth wants to get a small piece on a separate weight loss bet. I keep trying to give him out, so I'm like, look, man, I'm already winning these other bets, so.
Yeah.
Just don't. I mean, I'll take your money, man. I don't mind. All right. Dude, it's another twig on the stack, man.
Oh, did Albert drop us? Oh, Albert dropped us $10. I don't know how I missed that. I'm so sorry.
did you
Albert
miss that?
dropping us the $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Somehow it blew right past me with all the yellow there.
Oh, that's what you meant by pear. Little dancing pear.
Oh, the dancing pear.
I was like,
I
like, Carolyn, are you okay? That's definitely a banana.
She's been doing
we
something.
both missed it.
Dude. Oh man, did you guys know that? Okay, first of all, have you heard whether or not this is the thing that there's some sort of psychoactive substance in banana peels? Okay.
Really?
Yeah. No, apparently it is. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you could probably just like walk into a forest around here and like smoke something and it would have some sort of psychoactive effect. So it's a very low acting thing, but it's bananidine. Yeah, pretty interesting. Some little chemical in there that if you actually ingested enough of it would actually get you high. So for everybody who goes out and smokes a bunch of banana peels tonight, enjoy, have fun. And I did not tell you to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do not blame Aaron. But there's got to be like something scrolling along the bottom here. TCH does not support the smoking of banana peels. Will not be responsible.
And we are not responsible for any
terrible things that will probably happen to you. Yeah. 888. Yeah, I've had 888 before.
Ibisu, yeah, quite good.
Yeah, Ibisu next door is pretty good.
And Uchiko, very, very good.
I do like those. They're ridiculously expensive, but I like them.
Yeah, but the happy hours are quite good. Quite affordable.
I didn't even know they had happy hour. I guess I've just been punting.
Hell yeah, you got to go in there before 6.
Yeah, well,
certain days of the week.
I was going to say I like wake up at 3, so I don't know.
That's breakfast, man. Breakfast sushi.
But I don't. I see it like because I do those like I'm on one meal a day and I can't even eat sushi. I don't know.
Banana peels?
Yeah, I eat one banana peel a day with my meal.
Nice.
Which is why I'm just high as hell right now.
It all comes out.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
See, it all makes sense.
Let's see here. SJ says when he's in Austin, he tries to go to the food court in H Mart. It's always so good. My wife loves Kura, the revolving sushi place at Airport and Lamar. Interesting. I hadn't heard about that or the H Mart. So pretty cool. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Well, we're going 4 ways to a flop here. We got some hilarious flop there. I mean, I was really hoping for some kind of sweet action, but
yeah, ace 9-3.
Just a bit outside.
It is just a bit outside. As Sam here, he's got the goods, and everybody else has what they don't probably feel is the goods. Dante may stick around, but he's actually shown a propensity to fold. He's already done it before I can even say it. $75 is all it takes. Oh, wait a minute. That was a bet from Tweety Bird Bryson. I didn't even see that. I thought it was a bet from Sam, but Tweety got lost over on the right side of the screen. It was a bet of 75 and a call from Sam.
I think he was the original PFR, right?
Yeah. Right, you are. Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but that I think with your specific holdings when you're trying to play the the range advantage game there, and you get called. I mean, you turn your hand into a one and done. I think. But he took another shot at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so tough to pick up equity on any turn with a small pocket pair or any pocket pair, really. I mean, you just have very little ways to do that. So to continue bluffing,
yeah, maybe on a 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
I'd be much more like, all right, let's see where this is going than
right.
the Queen of Hearts, and yeah, you got the range advantage, but like you got a pair of 3s that you probably just want to get to showdown with it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bryson's going to mix that in. He's going to get a little frisky, and he's going to actually just kind of push a few chips over to his man Sam across the way, who will be happy to receive them.
See, now we're getting into the real questions now. Did we air fry the banana peel?
Oh, dude, I bet that's how you get the best high.
And then John coming in clutch here, talking about air frying a PB&J with bananas.
Ooh, yeah. What do you think about?
We need that. Oh yeah, we need that on a loop. By the way.
Oh yeah. Wow. Okay. Here's a question for you.
That's got to be one of my first meals when I'm done with this for sure. That sounds so good.
PB&J with bananas?
Carbs just sound good. Man.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter what form they're in. Like I'll just eat a tortilla. Mm-hmm. That's all I want. I just want to eat like a loaf of bread.
I think. It's like the one slice of white bread challenge. No, you got to do the loaf. the white bread
we
loaf
were
challenge.
discussing how long it would take to do the loaf, and like I think Westlake said something like it'd probably be like an hour, and I was like, honestly, you might be right. That's a lot. Like
You would hate your life so much to
Yeah,
consume
yeah.
an entire
yeah,
loaf of
Yeah.
white bread.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting sick just thinking about it.
right. Like just telling me I had a day to do it, I'd be like, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, dude, seriously. I mean, that's like a week-long endeavor for me. I just don't eat that many carbs
Yeah, like
anyway.
I was just like, all right, man. Well, like, how many sandwiches is it? Like 12. And like just the thought of trying to eat 12 sandwiches in a day sounds miserable.
Yeah, you're not wrong, and it's a bread sandwich too, you know, because
Right.
there's just nothing
Air.
else.
Put some
in there.
ice on it. That's it.
Yeah,
Ice sandwich.
be better than a bread sandwich. Okay, we got Ace Jack High here for Jay Win. He's got the best of it. ATX over here.
Yeah, 3-bet, I believe.
Yeah, unless we had some massive straddles that I didn't see. We're going to get a C bet of 70, a nice little continuation bet here. Jay Win not going anywhere just yet. He is going to call in position. Another safe card here for the old Ace High. Sort of feels like, you know, something like a pair of 9s or 10s. In this situation, the old Ace High kind of feels like it could be good a lot of the time. Let's see if ATX continues. He's going to need to step on the gas here. I'd like to see a bet of around 300 if he's really going to be like, no, like really I've got like queens.
Yeah.
And like I'm charging these draws.
I was literally about to say, yeah, 275 minimum.
Yeah. Okay. So he does. He's got the E minimum approved wager out in front of him. And Jay Win now going to have to try to figure out if he wants to stick around. I think the answer is nope. And it is.
Nice. Okay, Matthew asking, what's the weight loss bet? How much time do I have? There are a lot of us that did a group bet. We each put in a bunch of money because we're degenerates.
One bunch of bananas.
One bunches. We all have to lose 15% of our body weight in 4 months.
And no amputations, right?
You know, that wasn't stipulated.
Oh, okay.
So it's an option.
Please continue.
And if you don't lose the 15%, you forfeit the bet money. And if you do, then you get the equitable share of the pool of everyone who did not lose it. So I think there's 9 of us or 10 of us. I think there's 9 actually.
That's pretty cool.
So if there's like, let's say 6 people complete the bet and 3 people do not, then the 6 people would chop up the other 3 people's money.
Yeah. And would you say that all 10 of the entries are thereabouts? Like everybody like should and needs to lose weight? Or are some people in that are just like, well, this could be fun and like, I don't know, what does it mean for my body weight to drop by 15%?
I would say that the person who should be in the bet the least is Broklahoma for a couple of reasons. One, I'm pretty sure he's the smallest.
He's already lost a bunch of weight.
And he just lost a bunch of weight. I think he said he gained some back after the bet was over. And funnily enough, I think he said he's actually up like 8 pounds since we started the bet, so he's probably dead money now.
Oh, nice. Got him.
Yeah. But then, like, 2, he was just like, I really don't even want to do this. But his inner degenerate just like it was showing. He's like, I can't not. Like, I need it, you know?
Yeah. Well, he's also on, like, I mean, once you're on that track, too, of like, well, I don't eat this kind of shit and I exercise or whatever he was doing. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the thing is, like, I mean, he did do, you know, a really good diet and because he just won that other big bet where he had to, you know, walk like 36 miles or whatever the hell it was. Some
Yeah,
crazy
that was
number.
obnoxious.
And so he finishes that one, but then he just, like, said he basically just reverted right back, and then we tried to get him in on this bet, and he just like hasn't stopped the reversion.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. We've got Rick here flopping top pair with the queen 9 of clubs, and Taylor here second pair with the nut kicker. He's going to call 65 after Rick fires out a continuation bet of 65. Going to a 5 of spades on the turn. That's not going to make either player feel particularly warm and fuzzy, so it's going to go check and check. 6 of hearts on the end. Rick should go for value. I'd like something around 125 to 150. What's he go? Let's see. It says Rick checked, but he clearly put a wager out there. What do we got? With the action tracker all up to dated. Here in a moment, we'll find out what Taylor is up against, I think that's a bet of, I don't know, maybe that is 125 there, but I like something in the medium to smallish range. You know, you're trying to get called by a 10. Ace 10 is like a perfect hand to target here. Maybe even 100. Maybe the 125 to 150 is actually on the larger side.
I wouldn't even hate if it was like $85.
Yeah, honestly.
Please give me some money, man.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I overshot a little bit because
It's all good.
the five of spades on the turn is really what dictates that, along with the fact that you have a 9 kicker. So
Yeah.
you need to target the 10, so you got to go down.
Definitely.
Yeah, McAllen going straight to the brain. You got it here first, you know, all of my misappropriated bet sizes or whatever I'm trying to say. Words are hards on TCH Live, but thank you all for joining us. We're up to 174 likes.
We're so
That's
close.
fantastic stuff.
We got like half an hour to get to 200.
Yeah, we actually do. We've got 25 minutes to get to 200.
There you go.
And I think we can do it. Anyone who has had an opportunity to hit the like button but has not exercised it, now is the time to help us out. Hit that like button. See if we can get us up to 200 by the end of the evening. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope that you have been having a good time. Got Aaron McAvoy, Aaron here in the booth with E. McKenzie, along with super producer Carolyn, and perhaps future super producer Seth, sitting behind the controls at the moment, learning the ropes, getting the lay of the land, trying to figure out how to push all the buttons and make all the things happen. And so far, so good. I think things have been going pretty smoothly here tonight, and E's presence has not broken anything in addition to what we've...
Yeah, I was going to say since the beginning, but...
Yeah. Let's see here. So, yeah, Nick from Yuma just reinstating his legendary status, whatever, here in the chat.
I just got a text message asking, why does Homie sound like a robot?
Homie.
I'm assuming it's you.
Am I a robot?
Hey, Aaron.
Well, that's pretty cool. Robots are GTO, so if I'm a robot, then I'm GTO. And that means that I'm going to win all the time.
Exploitable.
Oh, no. Unexploitable. Maybe it's the McAllen. It could have something to do with that. Maybe I poured a little too much on my circuits, and now I'm a robot. But
Boom.
it happens from time to time, and, you know, that's the way it is. All right, we're going to continue. We've got Sam here under the gun. We haven't seen a ton of straddling tonight, which is...
No.
What do you think about the upgrade or whatever to 510 in terms of the straddles, like 20 and 40s? Were they coming out?
Yeah, so we were talking about that actually after the stream was over. I went out there and chatted with them, and they were like, at first they were like, yeah, we didn't really notice much of a difference. And I was like, but if you think about it, like how many people were straddling to 10? You know, and it was like 7 out of 9 or something like that, or
like previously.
Right, previously.
Okay. Yep.
And then, you know, you get about that many people now doing the 20, but previously there just weren't very many people doing the 20. There was like, you know, a couple.
Yep.
And now you have something like 5. So like roughly half of the people were going to 20, and then there were a couple of 40s, which was like very rare. So overall, I mean, it was definitely a blind increase. And I think that what is going to end up happening is, even though the blinds doubled, I think that the buy-ins are actually going to not move.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, well, you know, now I have to do this, unless everyone starts doing the 20 and some people start doing the 40s, in which case, I mean, you know, you're looking at like 10 to 15K buy-ins instead of 8 or whatever, you know, just because, well, they don't want to get stuck with 150 big blinds on accident, you know?
Sure. Let's see here. What did we get on this flop? We got Rick with the best of it, a pair of 8s, but Taylor does have a club draw. Tillman here has a gutter to Broadway. Check over to Tillman. He's going to fire out 125. And let's see. Rick is still thinking about this one. My cards would be in the garbage by now. And he's going to take one last look, maybe show a neighbor, sort of a phone a friend type thing. Yeah, feel bad about this with me. And then fold them. Taylor, though, not going anywhere yet with the 7-high club draw. And he's going to pair a 7 here on the turn, so that will give him the best hand at the moment. Taylor going to check over to Tillman, who is going to keep telling this story. And wow, 325 there. He is not taking his foot off the gas. with a backdoor diamond draw coming in, he could face some resistance, although he's only got 424 behind. So what do you think about his sizing there? Honestly, he's not going to leave himself anything to bet on the river as a bluff.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling your opponent, I cannot bluff the river. So either your opponent buys the story now or they don't.
Yeah, like if you're good now and you're like really good because it's
Right.
like you're going to call the 424 like every day of the week, and I want you to. But that is a dangerous line to toe.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of doing that.
Yeah, I think it's always important.
Wow.
Here's another just the tip, as Tillman
Wow.
does take that one down. Yeah, interesting. Combo draw on the turn and just lets it go, huh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had his pair on the turn, so I mean, like, you got to think that you just picked up more outs there.
Yeah, unless you were just like in real bad shape and needed the club only, but even then, you still have tons of equity. Yeah, so just the tip there is always pay attention to your stack size when you are making bets. If you find yourself in a situation similar to what Tillman just had right there, like it should be done with intent. If you were really going to leave yourself a 1/3 pot size jam on the river, like you need to know that that's what you're doing, and that's why you got to that position, is because you intended to be like, yeah, I'm going to rip in 1/3 pot size, and you're going to call with all of your hands, and it's going to be glorious. If you find yourself there just randomly like, wow, I guess I only have this much left, then something has gone off the rails. So that might be a recycled just the tip, but pay attention to the size of your stack and know why you're betting what you're betting.
John, apparently the only thing that I have broken tonight are hearts.
Oh,
That's cute.
very nice.
That's cute. Thanks, man.
I actually really like this from V.
Yeah, A-Iron.
A-Iron. I am A-Iron. I have replaced A-Iron. And Doc Robot, and that one's pretty good too. All right. Might have some new nicknames coming in. Let's see here. Dante, he's got a couple of 9s. Those are no good up against the Cowboys of P. James, but an ace-high flop could give Dante some opportunities. About to try to throw this dime in there while you were
Don't do it.
yawning. Let's see here. P. James does have the pre-flop initiative, as one should with kings. So he is going to continue. And yeah, this is one of those weird situations where you're like, well, if I check here, then like I probably just lose this pot somehow. So just go ahead and put out a little C bet and see what happens, and it's going to go ahead and get through.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time it's going to. They don't always have an ace.
Yeah.
Unless it's the river, and then they have it.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Get to the river, they have it. Ooh, William, toeing the line. Tweety has squeaked him out there, 22 to 18.
22 to 18.
%. All right. Steamroll Tillman incoming.
It says pour water over talking hoodie. If he short circuits, then we know. All right, hold on.
Yeah, it's like when you put a witch in the water and she floats like a duck or whatever, then that's how you know.
Yeah, something like that.
Pour some water over me. Talking hoodie.
I don't know. Someone else said that earlier. I was like,
A-Iron and talking hoodie. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. When you go play in a big tournament, are you as chatty as you are in a cash game, or do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah,
You don't see them as like different fields or whatever.
I mean, they are, but I'll still try to chat. I mean, just like I did, last night. I tried to come in and joke around and have a good time, but nobody wanted to talk to me. So I was like, all right, let me just table change.
I apologize for not being more.
Oh, no, we had a great time. You and I had a great time.
That's until I chopped 2 of your pots with your sets, and you were like crusty at me.
Oh, I mean, you have to be, man. Like if we're playing 1-2, and I'm just like, dude, you gotta just tilt off about the dumbest things. That's what makes it so fun.
Oh man,
God, I can't believe I chopped a pot and I didn't lose any money. I'm so angry.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Dante might tilt off a little bit here because his Cowboys have found an ace-high flop. And this time his opponent has one. He has it, what we call it here. Tweety has top and bottom pairs. Dante ain't going anywhere yet. He's going to check call at bet of 75. Needs a king and only a king. Oh, close. The lady next door came over and was like, I have a king. No, I'm not. And
could you just turn kings into a bluff here?
You always can. You literally always can. But when you check and your opponent bets 175 there, you just call your money away. That's what you do. And that's what Dante did. Great effect. And there was sarcasm in there everywhere because that was also a spade on the end, and Dante did not have the king of spades. So all of the things were not great right there. I think that was similar to the aces earlier, right, where the aces called on the end and were no good, where it's just like I have – you'll have to tell me what you're pointing at. But, like, I have a hand. I had aces or I had kings, and, like, I can't lose. You know, I got
to lose with these.
call, and I lose.
I'm supposed to lose.
Yep. What were you pointing at?
I was just saying Williams down to 7% on the PFR now.
Oh, my goodness, Will. You know what? Living up to the namesake.
Yeah.
We really should get him, like, a gift basket with just knitting needles or what, just the stuff. And I want to see what he comes up with, you know? Like, while you're over there folding and watching everyone else play, like, you should actually create something with these knitting things.
Let's see.
Implements.
Boxing
Implements.
Boxing fan is asking, do you guys have a favorite training site? Do you have a favorite training site?
So.
Wait, does he have kings again?
He does.
Is this real? Oh, my God.
And this time he has the king of spades.
And this time Tweety has
Oh, shit. Things are going down. Number 1 and number 2
All right,
about to get in the ring together.
What's the line on his heart rate?
129.
It was 117 when he folded ace king. It like lit up. It was really fun. The watch literally lit up. I'm not kidding. It lit up with his heart rate, and I was like, wow. I like nudged the guy next to me. I was like, look at this.
Look at this. Oh, man, Taylor found his way in here because somehow, once again, we didn't have like a 4-bet or whatever with these hands. This is insanity. Taylor found his way in here with the 9-7. Kind of finds a weird double backdoor situation, but not going to feel good enough to continue after this bet, I'm sure.
Yeah, man, this shuffler's rigged. I don't know.
Super ultra rigged.
Shuffler's rigged.
Bet of 75, and I call 75. Over to Taylor here. He closes the action, but he's like, I don't know if I want to see like a 6 of hearts on the turn. So he's going to get out of the way.
Oh,
Instead,
my
it's
God.
a king of hearts.
Gross.
And that is going to totally flip the script here. Dante has just gotten bailed out in extraordinary fashion. Number 1 against number 2. Safe flop. King on the turn. Kings full of queens for Dante. 1.2K effective stack. Tweety Bird Bryson going to go ahead and bet 155 after check 2. And Dante has really gone from like pretty stoic to like look at how
active.
quickly he's shuffling the chips and all the things. Dante, I don't know, maybe take a look at the video here, buddy. All right, so we're going to continue. Dante, is he going to go for the raise here? I mean, you can't raise, right?
Can't really raise, no, because then I was trying to think of like what you can raise to get like the SPR right, but you can't really. It's a really awkward spot, and like now it's a more awkward spot because now you have to bet. It's like that's when these stack sizes become super weird, which is why you avoid all this with a 4-bet, you know, and like you know, I mean, it sucks when your opponent you just run into aces sometimes. But like,
yeah, I honestly
see then 300s, it's like a fishy size too because like it's kind of setting off the alarm bells.
Yeah, it's gonna get paid off, but like it's weird. Honestly, if you were gonna lead, which you were seeming to be on that page of like now you have to bet, is what you said.
You have to bet.
Is if now you have to bet, then you should have raised the turn,
right?
In my opinion.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird because of the size that that Tweety here bet on the turn, which is 155, and after, you know, before he called the 155, he had 11 and some change or something like that. So like, I mean, what are you gonna raise to? You know, you could potentially raise to like 400 and get a call, and then, you know, then you have about 1,000 into what would that have been, about 13, something like that. So like, you could have tried to do that and then hope to just get 1,000 on the river, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah, I honestly think that Maybe just the check call down, line to the river, and then check raise. But that one seems so strong too. Yeah, now that I think it through, I do think that the check raise on the turn.
But he's got aces.
Right.
You can't fold aces.
That's true. Although Bryson was not happy about it, you could tell
Of
that
course,
he was
yeah, he wasn't excited to call with him.
Yeah.
MDF, GTO.
Yeah. Yep.
All that good stuff.
Range advantage, nut advantage.
All right, so before we got into
Reach
that,
around
that's a
advantage.
sick hand. Someone was asking about what is your preferred or favorite training site, or is there like a book you prefer or something similar?
So Upswing is the site that I'm currently subscribed to, and I think that they do a fairly decent job. I mean, I don't know. Everything's always sort of tricky without a ton of things to compare against, I guess. Like I haven't actually like dug into all of Jonathan Little's material. So of Jonathan Little's content that he puts out, a ton of stuff for free. He is very sharp, very knowledgeable. He puts things out there in a very intelligible way.
Okay.
So I would tend to say that those are the two sites that I look to for material.
Yeah, I mean that makes total sense. I have a couple that I like, but we'll get back to them. So we have this four-way pot. The set of sevens getting flopped here. Pair of ace, top pair for P. James. So we've got a gutter, I suppose, for ATX, and the back door, a horrible flush draw.
I mean, it's front door, I suppose, but yeah, it's not great. That's for sure. J-Win with the same front,
sorry.
front door-y
the
club thing.
Yeah, the horrible flush draw. But I mean, I guess J-Win gets out of his hand pretty cheaply, so that's nice.
Let's see here. We got Steven bringing up the fact that you made a sweet fold with aces against Stretch a month ago.
I mean, I definitely know how to fold, man.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. One thing that I like to do is chant in my own head. It's just a pair. It's just a pair. It's just a pair. And like once you can convince yourself that like it's just a pair, like okay, say it's some ace high board and you have ace 10, right? And you're like, and somebody's betting a lot and you're like, that's kind of connected or things are kind of weird. It's like, well, you can fold ace 10. And now all of a sudden it's some 10 high board that's kind of connected and whatever, and you got aces and you're like, I got aces. Well, it's like it's a pair.
So now what do you do when you're like, I got 3 aces?
You get run over by the guy that just got screwed when he had aces.
You hand over $850 to the gentleman to your right, I suppose.
I think that's right. However, it started out 3 clubs. So when Bryson gets real frisky here, P. James is not going to be too pleased, right? Like, I mean, he's got trips, but like,
I guess he like raised and then went bet.
Yeah.
But the third bet is when the board paired, so it's kind of a weird spot to just like pile, like bet pot on a paired board if you flop the flush. I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, but no, I think that's firmly going like thin value town, where you're on the border of like, yeah, maybe this guy's just got a boat if I got a flush, and maybe he's just got trip aces now, and he's going to pay me the F off.
Right.
And he's going to pay you the F off because Tweety Bird Bryson,
but
got it.
Yeah, so I mean, you definitely polarize your hand there pretty hard. Not your hand, your opponent's hand there pretty hard, because either he has trip aces and he pays you, or he doesn't and he doesn't. So like,
yeah, or he's got a boat, but you find out, right? So it's like you put in this wager, $325 for Bryson, and like you get paid by a couple of different hands that are sweet for you. You might even get raised by a hand that you beat, right? Like say somebody else flopped the flush.
I would say like a better ace might raise, yeah. Or like
a better ace or the flopped flush that was just kind of like, ooh, I'm reeling him in. Okay, now he's got trip aces, time to go for it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really good spots or opportunities to make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And then when they do just have a boat that wrecks you, and you're the guy with the flush or whatever, right? Like
that's what I was saying. I don't know if I would bet that much. I would still bet for sure. I'm definitely betting because you can't afford for it to get checked back.
Exactly.
So you're definitely betting. I'm just thinking that, if you bet pot there and your opponent raises. I mean, obviously, you're just like jumping for joy, right? Like, I mean,
Okay,
you're like, I got my boat. This is sick. But if you bet and your opponent folds like nearly every hand he has, I don't think that's what I want. I think I want them to call with like more often with speculative hands for slightly less money.
But what speculative hand calls that isn't an ace ever? Like what like you'd have to down bet
that's
so much that gets
right,
below
right.
that range. Right?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think like calling there with ace 10 is like pretty speculative. He didn't have a club, so he didn't block any of the flushes. Like, it was just like a kind of weak ace who just happened to hit trips on the river, and your opponent went bet.
Okay.
So like, it's as the person with ace 10, like, what are you even beating when you call? You know what I mean? Like, are you saying your opponent has like a wheel ace?
Yeah.
That, like, you beat, and so I'm like,
that didn't have a boat on there too.
Right,
there were
exactly.
A couple of smaller
exactly, because
cards
all
out
the
there.
smaller, not all of them obviously, but 3 of the smaller aces hit boats. So like, I don't know, it's a weird spot to bet if you're trying to target an ace, because you specifically have to be targeting like ace king, ace queen, ace jack with a club, because obviously those would probably be the only ones that continue that hard. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. I mean, so with the boat in your hand, you do get to target the flopped flushes, but the flopped flushes probably don't play it that way, right? Like they would have put in a raise somewhere along the line.
Somewhere.
So, yeah, no, you're not wrong. I think you're right.
I think the flushes raise the turn. Damn near every flush raises the turn. I mean, maybe not specifically the nut flush.
So then your argument is because we've whittled it down, we know exactly what we're targeting, which is ace 10.
Yeah, we're targeting ace X. Sometimes they'll have a flush.
And therefore we need to size down.
I think
little
it's
bit.
yeah, I think it's probably something like a 2/3 ish, maybe a little under that, but I think most of the time that's what I would bet. Regardless of hand strength there. Like if I had a flush, that's what I would bet. If I had sevens full, that's what I'd bet. If I had like a good ace, that's what I would bet. And then work in the missed combo or whatever as my bluff for some sort of relative balance.
Yeah. All right. Bryson, he's going to get that one through, unfortunately for him. He had top and bottom pair on the flop, gets the rip against his opponent's middle pair and a gutter.
Is this a will the nut straddle and then someone straddled behind him? Are my eyes deceiving me?
No, they are not. So Will is actually quite willing to straddle. It's bizarre to me because the times that he defends his straddle are quite low, but he's willing to do it. So I don't know. Interesting.
Does the straddle on the software increase his VPIP or something?
No, it does not.
It does not.
It becomes a blind, right?
Okay.
As it should.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like trying to angle the numbers. He's
Exactly.
like, no, I can't let Bryson stay above me. That would be hilarious as an attempt, but wouldn't work.
That'd be pretty great, honestly.
He had 8-3, so he didn't double down
Nice.
out of the straddle, and he is going to lose.
Oh yeah, Tweety taking a commanding lead of 25% versus 17% on the.
I don't think Will can make it up. We got a couple hands left here.
Nah, no chance.
Yeah. One last opportunity to say thank you all for joining us. We hope that you have had a wonderful holiday season, that you are rested, rejuvenated, that you've gotten to see some family, some friends, everything's going well in your life. And we're happy that you are here with us. And we are 11 likes from breaching the 200 like point. If any of you are watching and haven't had an opportunity to hit that like button, we would appreciate it so much if you could bring us across the threshold to 200 likes. And don't forget to join us. We will be back here on Sunday, $170 freeze out Texas Hold'em tournament this Sunday with the final table being streamed. That will be happening this Sunday, so join us for that. And don't forget also each and every Monday, 5/10 uncapped Monday night stream. So come on back and join us. We look forward to having you. All of you regulars, chat pros, and just crazy old folks all together. We're happy to have you. And thank you for being who you are and hitting that like button. We just jumped up to 199. 201, we did it.
Bingo.
And now E is going to have to drink this Sailor Jerry through his ear canal. He says no.
I do not believe I agreed to such things.
I don't think you can gain weight if you drink it through your ear canal. I'm pretty sure it's.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
I'm good.
Wait, what about spiced rum though? Yeah, keto approved. All right, fantastic stuff. Let's see here. I think we is this our last hand? Should be. All right, the last hand of the evening, just a straddle. I guess we're not getting too crazy here, but let's see what we can get going on. If anybody can ship a big one here on the last hand of the program. TCH Live Thursday edition. And don't forget, we've got our January promo going on. Come on into TCH Austin. Play for 5 hours straight. You'll get 20% off your hourly rate. And be sure to join us on Mondays and Tuesdays for the Quad Jackpot promotion. Hit Quad Deuces on Mondays. You'll get 100% of the payout. Currently sitting at over $1,300. That number is going to increase by $400 every time that jackpot is not won. Come on and join us on Tuesdays. You'll hit quad threes to take down the jackpot. We got 6 players going to this flop, all trying to hit their own little jackpot. And a lot of pretty speculative hands. Everyone's like, oh, it's the last hand. We got to place our junky draw garbage.
Dealer got 21, so let's just move along.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty nasty. However, Taylor here, he's flopped top pair with a 9 kicker. He's got the Jack 9 offsuit. V, are you watching? This is the hand. This is the time.
I'm not going to lie. Like, my phone was partially in front of that hand, and I was, like, looking. I was like, man, where's the rest of the percentages, man? What the hell is going on here?
Everyone's losing to the dealer's 21.
Right, yeah. I was like, that was a joke, but here we are.
Yeah. Dante finally going to capitulate, and
we need to get Dante's PayPal so everybody can send him 5. That was their 10 or whatever it was.
Wait, you mean Taylor?
Or yeah, sorry, Taylor. Yeah.
I was like, Dante doesn't get shit for folding Queen 4, I don't think. Unless that's a whole other meta game that I didn't know about.
Oh man, I'd be rich.
Yeah. Okay, there's V in the chat. She says Jack 9 offsuit last hand. Woohoo!
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
All right. All right, fantastic stuff here. Thank you all for joining us Thursdays. 2-5 TCH, No Limit Texas Hold'em. All of the words that are hards.
Yep.
Aaron here in the booth, signing off with my boy E. McKenzie.
Yeah. I would say just one more quick one for sure. If you guys are interested in coming out to the meetup game, please do. We want to raise some money for charity. We want to have a good time. It is here at TCH Austin, the 22nd, next Friday. If you want to put your name on the list for the 1-2 meetup tables, do that. If you want to get on the 5-10 stream game, just contact myself or Seti directly. We are happy to accommodate. If you guys have any other questions or whatever, hit me up on Instagram. It's IH8Poker, I hate poker, as I'm sure you guys are aware of by now. Appreciate you guys having me on here again.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
absolutely.
I mushed everything again.
Yeah, you mushed it a little, but we got past it, and here we are.
We're still alive.
We made it all the way through. So you can also all find me at Words Are Hards on Instagram as well. So thank you all for joining us once again. For super producer Carolyn E., myself, all the fine folks here at TCH Austin, thank you all for joining us. Good night.